Hey everybody. Hey everyone. It's morning. Hey, good morning everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel if this is your first time here. Welcome everyone. I appreciate you all for passing through. Thank you so much. And if it's your first time here, please click the like button and you may stay in the bushes or come in the chats, doesn't matter. And you can subscribe if you'd like to. All right, so I want to say thanks to Shaka King. He's the first person that fell down in the chat. So welcome, Shaka, and thank you so much for supporting. Hey, Mrs. Intel. There's not necessarily a topic. I was watching Sly Jones. That's him right there. He has a channel that he does his midnight ride, amongst other different, content that he gives. And he said he wanted to say something to me. So I'm like, okay, once your live is done, I'll come over here and fire up the live. So that is how that is why this live is happening. Okay. Hey, Jazzy, this is your first time here. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you so much. Yes. Hey, Michelle's daughter. Hey, Fat O. Hey, everyone coming in. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Yamain. Yamain, you're up. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. I dropped the link. So for those who want to come up, you're free to do so. Like I said, and like I always say, everyone is free to come on my link. And I know it irks some people's soul when I say that my channel is open to anyone. So I'll say it again. My channel is open to anyone. Die. Die when I say it. Die again inside when I say it. Okay. I tried to watch it, but I did not get to. So I gotta go watch that because I was over by Sly Jones. So I guess I'd have to go back and watch it to see what happened. But if you guys want to tell me what happened, that would be cool. Save me some time because, 24 hours in a day. How many lives could I possibly watch? Did something happen over there? Let me know. For real, though. I was trying to watch it. When I went in to peep in over by the pastor's live, all I heard was that he wasn't playing something. And I'm like, how long is he going to say he's not playing something? And so I just came out, because I did go over there. But because the chat was asking him to play something and he didn't. So I'm like, okay, that means there's nothing to watch. So I went back to Sly Jones. That's where I was. Hey, Miss Trinigel. Hey again, Yamain. Susie. Ooh, there's a Susie in here asking Mrs. Pizarro, are you going to drop the record? Oh, so that's the record. Right. So Pastor said he wasn't going to play it. So, hey, Leanne. Hold on. Is it Leanne? Let me know because I'm seeing an accent over the E right there. That's cool. That's fine. Yeah. So is there Does anybody have, what is that audio? I'd love to hear it. And what is it about? You know? Yes, anybody can drop in my chat. The only thing I request for persons who come over here is to be respectful. That's my only thing. Until there are other rules, that's the basic rule over here. Anyone can drop down in my chat. It's like people don't really understand. This is just YouTube, like seriously. Why would I have to be making my life miserable, worried about, oh, I don't want you in my chat. Oh, I don't want you. No. The fuck? Anybody can come over here. Just don't come and fuck my chat up. Just don't come with your crap. You know? I'm just saying, Everyone is welcome. It's not that serious. Life isn't that serious. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome, Slide Jones. I enjoyed myself over there. And the link is in the chat, Slide. You mentioned that you wanted to say something. I really want to know. Hey, Professor X, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you for checking me out. Oh, Lord. Susie says Bree stays in some shit. I guess I really got to go red ball then. Because I went over there and I'm like, I did? Okay, cool. Because I went over there and I'm like, what recording? Why isn't he dropping it? And the chat is asking for him to drop it. And then I saw in the chat, they were saying, okay, send it to so and so or send it to so and so. And I'm like, well, I guess there's no recording to listen. So let me go back to my midnight ride, over by Slide Jones. Hey, Barney. Hey, everyone coming up. Okay, so the link is there while I wait on Slide to come up because I really want to know. And for those who want to, give me an idea of what happened over there, because people really think that people be sitting in all these chats for hours and stuff. Like, oh, you're supposed to know everything. No, I don't. I don't have to know everything going on in the streets. People have lives, people do different things, people are busy, you know. Okay, so Slide is here. Okay. All right, so let me make sure it's you. Is that you, Slide?
Hey, it's me.
Okay. Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. I'm pretty sure the news that you have is a lot more interesting than what I have going on.
What
So
news? I got no news. For real, I don't. I
I
just fired the live up for that one reason why, because I really wanted to hear what happened.
well, see, I didn't know that, because I've got friends and most of the people in the chat that know me know that I've got friends in the beef sector and all kind of other sectors. But I didn't realize there was a holiness sector. And tonight I pissed off the holiness sector. Um, I was in a young lady's chat who I've shouted her out. I've shared her channel. I've commented. I've done everything I could do. I even joined a membership for her channel. And tonight she just snaps on me out of the blue because she said, she's a smaller channel, and she was mentioning something to the fact of her channel won't grow. She can't get any subs or whatever. She's, hit an impasse. And for me, I was like, hey, you can do it. Trying to be positive. Like, you haven't tried everything yet. You're still fairly new. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. You can do anything you want to do on here. And she took offense to that. She got angry and told me, basically, I ain't shit, and uh, and she don't want to become a Muslim. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, what does that have to do with anything? But I guess that's something she wanted to say to me the whole time, but she just didn't have the opportunity. So, you know.
Yeah.
And plus, she's one of those creators that now that she has a couple extra people in her chat or whatever, she's growing. She's kind of getting a big head. One of those creators that isn't used to the attention. You know, but I just wasn't. I'm cool everywhere I go. I don't really beef with anybody. And the little beefs I've had in the beef sector were with people that you just expect to beef with. Somebody like Properly Bonafide, or some other cuckoos out there whose names I don't want to mention. But I didn't expect it from the holiness sector. I said out of all the people in the beef sector. I go to Lady Nika's chat. I go to Misunderstood's chat. I go to Tracy's chat. I go to everybody's chat in the beef sector, basically, even if I don't chat. I'm somewhere in the streets. And I never expected to get hate from the holiness. I mean, every 5 minutes they're calling on Jesus and they're preaching and they're anointed and they're apostles and they're all these different things. But as soon as somebody that comes around that's a little bit different, they're quicker to cuss you out than anybody in the beef center.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying people who are normally in the church, they love they one of the things they profess is love for everyone, and they're being Christ-like, and but at the same time they have such hatred for people. You wonder where it comes from. So why did she even bring up your religion or that you're a Muslim? You know,
We had
I
had a
don't get
discussion.
it.
We had a discussion a month ago, and I guess it was just like the other young lady when I came on here live that was like, "Well, don't say anything offensive. Don't say anything about Muslims because you're going to get demonetized and blah blah blah." I kind of waited for you to come back because I was like, okay, if Carrie feels a certain way about discussing this kind of stuff, I certainly don't want to offend her audience. And plus, being a Muslim is not something I wear on my sleeve. I might close out my show in Arabic or say different things. But when I pray for somebody, I say I pray a lot, strengthens you, whatever. But I don't wear it on my sleeve where like the Nation of Islam, where I'm always throwing up a black fist in somebody's face or telling them how black they should be or women should dress a certain way. I'm not that kind of person. I wasn't when I became a Muslim. But I guess she's comparing me on that level of one of those men that she probably dated that was heavy handed, um, abusive, forcing her to go to the mosque, forcing her to wear hijab. And all Muslim men are not that demanding. Regardless, I think Dazzle had a bad experience with the Muslim man. Was it Dazzle or maybe it was another or Ness or somebody that mentioned that they had a negative impression of Muslim men because of who they dated too. But you can't judge all Muslim men or all Christian men based on a handful that you probably dated.
I
And I
agree
think
with
that
you. Go
I
ahead.
think probably also that she liked she's been getting a lot more male attention. And I guess knowing my channel, my platform, sometimes I may be a little too flirtatious or I'll say certain things that may pick up a certain vibe or whatever. But I try not to do that, especially in the holiness sector, because everybody's praised Jesus and all this other stuff. But a lot of them have come to the show. So anybody that shows me love, I show them love. I always reciprocate. And like I say, tonight I was just shocked. I would have expected that from anybody else, but not. Like I said, out of all the people in the beef sector that cuss every other word that I be in their chat and stuff, they say what's up, slide, or I'll chop it up with them for a second, whatever. But never would I have expected that from the holiness sector.
Oh, so this is a whole sector called the holiness sector. That's
Well,
the name of the
tonight,
sector.
that's what they're being called here now and
Oh
forevermore.
Lord. Oh
So
Lord, they're called the
remember,
holiness sector. That's an interesting one. But I understand that you're not expecting, that type of behavior. How long have you been supporting this particular person?
at least 2 months now.
Okay.
Once I got in their algorithm, like all these holiness people started jumping up. And they do Monday morning prayer sessions, Monday afternoon prayer sessions. Like I say, they get on there and they pray more than a Muslim. And we pray 5 times a day. They get on YouTube and, like I say, they are mostly divorced women or widows. They're single for the most part, and I
Mm.
guess they replace their husbands with Jesus.
Oh
Don't they don't need
wow.
a boyfriend, they don't need a husband, they need Jesus, and they
Wow.
use Jesus as a weapon and a shield, so that anything they can't do or anything they
Hmm.
can do, they always blame Jesus instead of taking accountability. And
Yeah.
like I said, it's kind of hypocritical, but I would have expected that from the sector. I wouldn't have expected
You
that
would have
from the whole.
expected something like that from the beef sector, not those. It's always sometimes I don't want to say to offend anyone, but sometimes the people that you look or you think you would expect a certain type of behavior from them because they're quote unquote Christians or religious or whatever. Those are some of the ones that sometimes tend to disappoint us in how they behave to certain, things that happen. So I kind of get it, you know
I'm glad you
you the
understand.
they're
I
the
was
last
yeah,
person you would expect to flip on you, to be speaking to you certain type of way, and so was so quick to denounce your religion. I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. And I also understand this whole thing about you supporting people and how they behave if one thing doesn't go their way or you didn't say something they want to hear and stuff. So I do get that. I understand that part quite too well, you know and they
yeah,
flip on you. Hmm.
and I had to learn from your example on how you've handled things with a lot of poise over the past couple of weeks. And I don't have to tell anybody what it is or who it is; they already know.
I
I don't.
slipped up a few. I slipped up one time, but I get it. I,
Yeah.
I'm making my point of duty to not give that person the satisfaction that they're looking for, because they're looking for it. They're looking for me to help feed them, and I'm not giving it to them because
Well,
it would mean that they won. I don't have time for that shit.
well, my opinion is every content creator has had a chance to succeed or fail. They've had a chance to make mistakes. They've made friends. They've made enemies, and they've had the time to do that. I would give any new content creator grace to be able to figure things out on their own before I would announce them, especially if they were my friend, somebody that was loyal to me for years, somebody that helped me hold it down and everything. And then you got ugly things to say about me, but you didn't have those things to say before. If you feel ugly towards me, tell me now.
Right,
Tell me now. Tell me to my face. If you don't like how my voice sounds, you think I'm boring,
right.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
whatever. If I'm lame,
Right.
if
Never
you're
had a problem before until now, right?
yeah, yeah, tell me so that way I'll know how to move forward. But if we're cool, then let's be cool. And then if you got an issue, like I say, give me time to figure it out. Give me time to get my platform straight. Let me have time to set up things how I want to do it because somebody let you do it. You know, you weren't just grandfathered into the game. You know what I'm saying? It took time. You've lost channels. You had to build channels back up. So if anything, you should be able to give somebody that grace to say, okay, I'm gonna leave her alone. We need to back away from each other right now, but I'll give her time to figure it out. I don't want to be disrespected. I don't want nobody bringing up my name. But at the same time, there comes a certain level of maturity. There comes a certain level of understanding that comes with being somebody's friend for that amount of time, where you
Mm,
give them that grace, and then if
yeah.
you feel disrespected over a certain amount of time, and yeah, you address it, but not just flying off the handle like that. When you do that, that means there's something that you've been wanting to say.
Yeah. If it was that easy for her, for that person to be able to, jump ship and, just start acting on impulse. It was too easy for you to be supporting someone for years, and one thing happened and it was just so easy for them to flip and start calling you bitches, and all of a sudden they had a problem with how you speak, they had a problem with everything. So what were they thinking this entire time when they were quote unquote supporting you? It leaves you to think about that. What exactly was this person thinking all this time before now? And then you got some people who would much prefer for you to be a silent supporter. So you were the greatest person when you were silently doing stuff and you were behind the scenes. But because a few people are looking at you now, it's a big problem. You have a voice now. A few people are looking at you now. So okay, let me go at her. She's being seen now. I would much prefer for her to be, helpful and good to me when she was quiet, didn't have a voice, was just using her fingers for support. No, and I'm not here to be accepted by anyone. I'm seeking self acceptance as I go on in life, and I'm learning this whole YouTube thing. But at the same time, I am mindful of the fact that some of the most of the supporters here are from the beefing sector, so I'm expecting people to flip. I've said it before, even on here, that sometimes it's the simplest things that cause people to beef when it could have been more mature, a more mature way could have been used to deal with issues. But some people are just not mature. Some people are just paranoid. Some people just have mental issues and they don't know, just maybe not diagnosed as yet. Some people just don't know how to act grown up. That's what I think.
Well, see, the thing is, the people that aren't content creators are usually a bunch of followers, and those followers, get behind the content creator and ride or die, regardless of what they say, regardless of what they do, regardless if they're a shitty person, they still continue to ride or die. And one of the things that I've seen, not with any one specific person, not on any shade or subliminals, but to the sector as a whole, they are jealous of you specifically because you have a flexibility that they don't have. Yes, you can do beef stuff, but then you can do your shows where you do the patois. You can do the shows where you play music. You can do the shows. You talk to an auditor. When you talk to that auditor, I was shocked as shit because this is a whole different uh, thousand leagues away from the beef sector. You know, the auditing sector is huge. It's growing. More people are aware of their rights because of them. And I was
Yeah.
shocked to see Auditing America of all the channels that I watch over here. You know, because I said this is a channel that I've followed since I've watched YouTube. Since they've had a channel, I've watched them do police stops, Terry stops, stop and frisk, all that stuff, and you know, the sued police stations and got money and helped other people and stuff. Auditing America is huge, and the fact that you nailed that interview, I was extremely impressed. You know, there's nobody else in the beef sector that would even know where to approach them or what to talk to them about. You asked all the right questions. They gave a lot of good information. They stayed on plenty long time. You know, they didn't weren't in any rush. And if you can get somebody as big as Auditing America to endorse your channel, you know, again, the sky's the limit. There's nothing you can't do. And there's people that see that. And understandably, they are jealous because all they know is bitch, 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 ho, 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 that slut, blah, blah, blah. And that's all they know. They can't get outside of that. But you can touch an audience, you know, you get more males, you know, because you have an appeal. You know, that a lot of the females in the beef sector only get a lot of gay men and maybe one or two straight men in their chat. You get a lot more straight men.
Right. And I'm glad you said it, and thank you also for saying that, because a lot of people think that because I've been here in the beefing sector, as they call it, for a while, that I am supposed to limit what my channel does and just focus on stuff over here in the sector only. But that's not what I'm planning on doing. You know, I am aware that people from other sectors or areas, this is YouTube, it's a big space, so I'm aware that other people watch me, so I'm not going to be limiting my content so I only appeal to this sector only. That does not lend itself for me growing in any way, and it doesn't help with the longevity of my channel. So I got to find out that a lot of people from different areas or a lot of professionals are also watching. So, like, you will also observe that some of those things that I do, you wouldn't see the numbers for that. For example, that whole interview with the auditor, you would have not seen a lot of people come over there for that one, because guess what, it's not mess. You understand? You wouldn't have seen me when I'm doing interviews with people who have different things to share. The other day, a psychiatrist came up on here. A lot of people wouldn't have known that, because guess what, they're only over here when it's time for beefing, because that's the only thing they know. Some people just don't know anything else, and I feel bad for them. I really do. They cannot have a conversation on different topics. They only know how to beef and go back and forth with people. And I'm not here to just be kept in a box. I am not trying to. Okay, I'm not trying to be stifled. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to allow anyone to dim my light. you know I'm just going with the flow, doing what I like, and whatever comes to me, that's what I'm doing. That's
And
all
you
I can do.
and that's not to take anything away from any other content creator. And nobody out there can call me Two Face. So if you see me in Tracy's chat or anybody else's chat, it's because I want to be there. And if she doesn't have a problem with me being there, then nobody else in this chat should have a problem, including Carrie, because it's a different platform. It's somebody else's shit, and it shouldn't matter anyway. You know who I like or who you like or whatever. But it seems like it matters to people out here. And like I say, if they're that small minded, that's cool. But I'm gonna go to where the entertainment is. Somebody I find funny, somebody with the gift of gab. Everybody got StreamYard, but everybody is not entertaining. Everybody can't hold a crowd. Everybody's not a good speaker. You have a lot to offer as far as just different knowledge on different things, and I'm glad you do. Because if all you were was what the beef sector is, then I probably wouldn't be subscribed to you, because I'd be like, oh well, this is the same old stuff I can hear on so and so's channel.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, there are enough channels doing 100% beef in sector. So I don't think, coming as a new content creator, that I needed to add to that. I'm sorry, give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think that I needed to add to that. So if I want to do a variety of things, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have some things that are beef sector related as well as other things that I can do, you know? So it's a variety of things, and I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. I don't have to do what people want to see me do. I'm just trying to, get accustomed to this whole thing of being a content creator. And it comes with some teething pains, I see. It comes with a lot. I can tell you that. It comes with people looking at you differently. It comes with people trying to find stuff that are not there. It comes with a lot. And I just gotta adjust and keep it moving as per usual. I'm just keeping it moving. I am not gonna allow anything or anyone to influence me to the point that I have to change who I am or anything. That's just all I'm saying.
That's exactly how I feel. There aren't enough subscribers, there aren't enough views or anything to make me really want to, change just to accommodate a person, or a handful of people. When there's a broad world out there, there's so many different things to talk about. And a year from now, there's no telling what your subject matter might be because you'll have people that can understand it. The beef sector people eventually kind of weed yourself out. And then you'll start seeing a lot more people from different areas. Even me stepping out into the holiness sector ended up, doing the sub for sub thing. You meet some wild people out there. And I try not to do sub for sub, but I said I'm back in these streets. So I said I'll go ahead and do the sub for sub thing. And some of these channels I subscribe to is not content I would watch. I'm just being honest. I'm being as real as I can be. It's not anything that I personally would watch. A lot of the content that the people that watch my content, like I say, are churchy, older women, holiness, just, I don't know. Like I said, I love them to death. I don't have a problem with that demographic, but that demographic does come with its own thing, especially in the holiness sector. Yes, Shanice, it's a sector like that. They love them some Jesus, and they'll let you know it 10 times a day. And they're all on each other's channels, and they have a movement. It's not just black females, it's white. They be on there playing guitar and singing gospel and kumbaya and this little light of mine and some old Negro spirituals and some of every, especially the old Negro spirituals.
I'm sorry. Just the whole name of the sector. The name of the sector is the holiness sector. So that alone is kind of funny. I know I shouldn't be laughing, but the name of the sector is the holiness sector.
Every woman over there is an
And
apostle. Every man is a pastor, a preacher. They've all been anointed, saved, blessed, touched, uh, whatever other word that you can think that goes with that. Um,
do
and
they have drama over there too?
they do now. I guess I brought the drama with me.
Ooh, so you're saying you may have started the drama over there? Oh Lord.
In the holiness sector of all places. But I guess it wasn't no place for a Muslim in the holiness sector, so I guess it was just bound to happen.
I'm gonna say this, and I gotta be careful of how I say it. Okay, there are a lot of reasons why people don't go to church. And this is one of the very reasons why a lot of people don't go to church. Because you would want to expect that people who are supposedly religious, they don't talk down or look down on other people's religion. You would want to think that these are the people who are supposed to practice tolerance and, just understand that, everybody understands that there's some supreme being that people worship. So the fact that you're going to look down on other people's religion, it kind of shows me who you are as an individual. Because to me, it's like you're encouraging hate. You're encouraging, what's the other word I'm looking for? Oh Lord, help me out here.
Well, the thing
You're
is,
encouraging people to be separated, like you're trying to put a wedge between people in general. We can all coexist, you know, and have different, entities that we serve, for
well,
want of a
see,
better term to use.
not to offend anybody in the chat that may be Christian. One of the things that caused me to turn away from the church or to question the church in the beginning was there's too many different Bibles, first off. They say King James Version, that's cool, but there's, I think, 30, 40 other versions, translations, interpretations to go with over 1,000 different churches that are all split between the Latter Day Saints, the Baptists, the Catholics, the Methodists, the Trinitarians. I mean, and by the time you slice up the pie, there are so many different denominations and religion all claiming Christ that I wouldn't even know where to start. Like Christianity for me was like a Rubik's cube that I couldn't figure out. Islam for me is a guide to figure out the Rubik's cube because the Bible did come before the Quran, but we have believe in all biblical prophets, like say Isaiah, Moses, all the way up to Muhammad. So we love Jesus just as much as we love Muhammad. You know, they most people don't believe that, but it's true. And we talk more about Mary in the Quran than she's mentioned in the Bible. That's how much we honor Mary, and that's how much we honor women. You don't hear those things from a non-Muslim. So if your mind is already made up about who we are and what we stand for, you dated one time, he treats you like shit, then I guess that's the opinion that you have of all of us, but it's not fair. And if you believe in Christ and you say that you love, then love me. You know, love me anyway, because, you know, you might even be able to convince me that you're right if you love. But if all you show is bias and hate and separation, then there's something I can't consciously be a part of. I feel like we're all joined at some level.
Right. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I do. And that is why I said at the beginning that these little things are reasons why a lot of people do not attend church, because for some people it seems like there's this whole agenda being pushed, to encourage division, for one, because it's like you're trying to convince us that this is the right way, and you're putting down the other religions as you do it. So it just kind of, for some people, it can really make them, not know what to choose, you know, or it can actually push people away from actually wanting to hear what you got, or wanting to be a part of that religion. So I guess there are different reasons why people stay away. I don't normally talk about stuff having to do with politics or religion. It's not my thing. I've never liked it because of the fact of the division that I've observed.
Yeah, but
For
your
real.
approach is so common sense that anybody that would have a problem with it really has a problem with themselves for not being tolerant. You know, but that's all part of the journey. Even I, on my spiritual journey, had to learn tolerance, for white people, because I still have a bit of prejudice. I'm willing to admit it. I'm not perfect. I still have some prejudice against certain types of white people. I still have not a fear, but maybe a caution against certain types of gay people. It's not because they're gay, it's not because they're white, but certain actions will cause me to be weary of and I'm probably going to err on the side of caution before I would open my arms. And I have white subbies, I've got white people I grew up around with that are cool, but at the same time, I can't account for their cousins and friends. I don't know if they're good people or not. So yeah, I'm cautious when it comes to them. But I'm still loving overall. But I'm willing to admit my
Right.
prejudices, so maybe one day I can get over them. Because I'm still a work in progress. But at the same time, man, the so-called Christians that wear on their sleeve, they are the quickest to judge. And when you mention going to church and stuff, I just want to hear from the chat to see who else might agree, or if somebody might mildly or peacefully disagree that sometimes the church is its own worst enemy. No matter how much you want to try to get in and fit in and just go praise, if you don't feel like you belong in the congregation, that's God's way of telling you you don't belong in that specific congregation, and there's nothing wrong.
Is there anyone who has had that experience where, they've tried to, they were in the church, or maybe something they may have heard, or so? Oh, Michi seems to agree, you know. Is there anyone who is fitting this description that you have experienced something like this before and it's turned you away from the church? Because I know a lot of people, they may have experienced this, and it has deterred them from returning to any, church, or being a part of, any one of those religious groups. I definitely understand it because I've seen some stuff. I remember going to one church one day and I was in there listening, and the preacher was there, speaking so badly about the Rastafarians and their gods and stuff. And I'm like, what makes you think that at the end of the day, everyone thinks their religion is the right one. Look at
Right.
Yamin in here. He says, I don't know if it's factual information, but I want to think that there are a lot of practicing religions in the world, thousands or hundreds. You know, how does how w- does every group think that their way is the right way? You know, can you see how this can cause divisions if everyone is fighting to prove why their way is the right way to go? You know,
I mean, it's
I see
indoctrination.
it.
Imagine if you're a well off, no, I don't even want to say well off. Imagine if you're a poor kid, poor white boy from West Virginia. Your town, your library, your city has no internet. And what little bit of internet they do have is something like 2G Wi Fi from back in the early 90s, late 2000s. Um, and all you hear about at your school that's 95% white and only 5% black is that black people are thugs and they cause all the problems in the world. You're a proud white boy and this is your land and this is your country and Jesus Christ is white and so is Santa Claus. If you've been told that your whole entire life, then you're indoctrinated. And it's hard to take an indoctrinated person. They call it, and some black people call it calcified pineal gland and all this other stuff, or cognitive dissonance. They took 2 hours of psych class. But
Right.
it really just comes down to indoctrination. You want to make your parents proud. You want to live right as far as what right you were told. And it can be wrong as rain, just like how we were given the Bible after slavery. The same people that gave us chitlins and gave us the worst part of the hog and cut women's bellies open, giving them those Mississippi hysterectomies and hanging
There we
the
go.
black man from trees, the strange fruit.
There we
If they
go.
if they would turn us into strange fruit, how could those same people turn around and give us a Bible and then quote
There we
stuff like
go.
be a good slave? That's always the thing that they want to point out to us.
Right.
Be a good slave, and different verses like that. And they'll tell you quick, Jesus wasn't against slavery. And they justify their actions through that. And you'll have black people that follow right behind them and say there's nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact, they call them their brothers and sisters and go to their churches and jump up and down and do what they do. So, yeah, there's a lot of confusion out there. I know I found peace in Islam. I hope people find peace in whatever it is they're seeking spiritually. I've met so many different people on YouTube that do tarot cards, that do uh, all kind of different spiritual related things, and call upon the ancestors and pray to Amun Ra and pray to Sheba and pray to whatever other Egyptian gods. And like I say, some of it's a little bizarre. A lot of it was invented in America in the 1900s, so I don't give it a lot of validity. And most of it came from Freemasonry, which I was a part of. That I'm so glad that Allah delivered me from that mess. Because if you want to talk about a confusion of mess that's evil, that no man or person should be a part of, that is Freemasonry.
A lot of people can attest to the fact. A lot of people can speak about the fact that slavery in particular. You touched on that earlier on. The people who were encouraging and promoting slavery during that period, it was actually the Christians, came in and introduced slavery and was using the Bible to show ways or reason why, slavery was okay. And well, I should say chattel slavery, because there are different forms of slavery. They use different parts of the Bible to show you why what they were doing was okay. And how is it that, certain religion should be teaching love and, care for others and, live in Christ like, but at the end of the day, you are whipping people, you're lynching people, you are killing them, you're separating families, you're putting people to work for your financial benefit, you know all of these things. And you also mentioned this whole thing about the abortions that were made by these people, cutting the bellies out of people, all these things that happen. And this came all under religion in particular.
The
So
same
I would
religion
see
that
how
our
people.
grannies would go to war for, that they would bust
Right.
our ass for, that they were willing to kill for, and they were being lied to in a lot of ways. I'm not going to say, like I said, I'm not going to denounce anybody's religion, but anybody that knows any amount of history knows how much our grandparents and great grandparents were lied to, manipulated. And if you go back even further in history, you'll know how much the Bible was manipulated and tampered with. And like I say, as Muslim, I have much respect for the Bible and everybody in it, but I also have to recognize that it was tampered with, know what parts were tampered with, and know what parts I'm supposed to take literally and figuratively. That's something that some people live a lifetime and never figure out. And I pray that it's something every Christian does, scrutinize, ask questions about your book so that you understand it, not just taking allegories and short stories and Noah put all the animals on a boat and sailed for 40 days. That's Sunday school stuff, but actually learn the lessons that the Bible is teaching, and you can be a good Christian. You don't have to be a Muslim, to get into heaven. You don't have to be a Jew or any of that stuff. All that is doctrine. But if you believe in the one true God that exists, that created all things, then like I say, you're on the step to the right path, and I can't argue with you. It's all the other stuff there on top of it. And Islam is layered. I can't sit here and pretend like it's not. And we do have our issues overseas with, Palestine, Israel, and the skirmishes, the Taliban, the Al Qaeda, and all those different things, which most of those were American inventions, but I'm not going to get into that. But we get accused of a lot of stuff that we're not guilty of as well by the media. And it's mostly by the Christian Zionist ran media that tells lies about us too. So I can't really blame a person that hates us if they don't know anything about us. That's all they hear.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I'm sorry that this. So are you gonna going back to the channel that you were speaking about? Do you plan on going back there
I know how to
at
burn
all?
bridges. The bridges I burn light my way down my path.
That's a good
so,
way to look at it. That's a good way to
so
look at it.
I'll let let the light of that bridge burning light my path towards some other cool, content creators who aren't jealous or angry or bitter or whatever. And like I said, I feel like she probably liked me, and she probably didn't know how to address it because she hit me on some personal shit that had nothing to do with channels or not even to do with the subject she was discussing. I was
Right.
just trying to give her an encouraging word, and she heard it and shot me down. So, you know, if there's a little dude that she's looking at that she wants to kick it with or whatever, and she's not an ugly woman. We're close to the same age, and I thought she was cool. I didn't really flirt with her or anything like that. Not, not for real. But just certain people just don't hit it off. I can live with it. You know. But I just wish she didn't have to be so ugly about it. Matter of
Right.
fact, I emailed her something about the Bible 2 minutes before she went off on me. Because she said, and let me address Sly Jones. So I said, well, I didn't say nothing bad. So I don't see why she's salty. And she let me have it. And I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. All right. I know where I'm going. And even her people in her chat, were like, well, what happened? What did I miss? I didn't do anything wrong. I was positive, gave her an encouraging word, but she already had it in her heart. Like her good Christian prophesizing heart that she had something to say to me. So, she said it, and now she lost a member and a sub. So, I can live with it if she can live with
It's interesting the way people think or the way people nitpick sometimes or try to find problems without I get you. I guess you were also so shocked because you didn't expect anything like that. I can imagine the shock, you know, how she behaved and stuff because you weren't even looking for that. So
it.
I
Nah,
can just
and
well
she's a
imagine.
divorcee. She still got that separation anxiety from being divorced. And like I say, she's found her bastion on YouTube, having these other people from the holiness sector coming to her channel, and they're able to just kind of jerk each other off and, oh, I'll pray for you.
Not
I'll pray
jerk
for you.
each other off.
Well, I'll pray for you. Well, I'll pray for you too. I'll pray harder for you. Well, I'll pray harder for you. Well, I'm
Oh
going to.
Lord, that sounds so pretentious to me. I don't think I could make it over the holiness sector. Oh Lord. I don't think I could make it through the holiness
I'm going to
sector.
pray for you. I'm going to pray for you more. Well, I'm the prayingest one in here. Now I'm going to sing a song. you know, and just bust out any old Negro spiritual just out of the blue. Just start. Well, the girl, the spirit hit me, and then they start shamalama, wamalama, speaking in tongues and stuff on YouTube, just busting out with the tongues. You know, just getting the Holy Spirit off each other. I guess 'cause the only time they get is when they talk to each other. And I be in the chat with them individual. They don't be all be in the tongues and the Holy Spirit and all that. But when they talk to each other, I'm all right then. Okay, you go ahead.
Oh Lord. Miss Trinigale says God ain't done with me yet. He's still working. So you're a work in progress, like a lot of us are. We're all a work in progress. It is just up for us to to practice in our everyday lives to be to show love. That's the most I can tell you. That's the best you can do. You
Right.
know?
And one of the things I learned in the mosque is, we trying to handle stress and everything. You try not to do certain things. We have a little saying we say called Bismillah, which is in the name of God. So you'll hear a lot of Muslims a lot of times say it under their breath. They might have a flat tire, or something bad is happening. Their food gets burnt. You know, kid and shit it all over itself. You always hear a Muslim say Bismillah, Bismillah,
You
and
know,
that's kind
calm
of our,
themselves down.
yeah, it's kind of a mantra. You know what I'm saying? So that way,
Mhm.
we're always focused on peace because Islam literally means peace. You know what I'm saying? Which is another thing that attracted me to Islam because everything in the Bible seems like war. And, if you're slave, you can kill your slave as long as he dies before sundown the next day or whatever, because he's your property. And, uh, killing of firstborn sons. And there's a whole lot of stuff that Islam doesn't prescribe to that you find in the Bible. It sounds gruesome and stuff. Like they did an experiment, and I hope you look it up one day, where they pretended the Bible was the Quran and they were reading verses from it. And people thought it was the Quran, and they were like, "Oh no, that's satanic, that's evil, and Muslims are evil." And then they told them at the end of the experiment, said, these were verses from the Bible. The people just stood there with their mouths
Wow.
open, and you should see
Wow.
their reactions were crazy.
Wow. That just goes to show. That just goes to show what they have been accustomed to thinking. What's the term I'm looking for? They're pre what is it called? Oh Lord.
They've been programmed,
Right.
preconditioned, pre-programmed,
Preconditioned is the right. They were preconditioned to thinking. So that sounds like an interesting
and,
experiment.
and,
Hmm.
and then they get mad when you tell them it's the Bible. They get angry over that. And then again, that's that cognitive dissonance because you're telling them something that you think would
They
help
don't
them.
want to believe.
Right, even though it's the truth, it still hurts them.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, I listen to Islamic speakers debate with Christian scholars about the Trinity and stuff like that. And like I say, all that at the end of the day, we're all God's children if you believe. And I'm willing to leave it there. I don't have to argue with somebody and prove that Islam's better than anything else. If we're having that discussion, that's fine. But if you're going to be what you are, be what you say you are. Don't claim to be one thing and be a devil, in disguise or whatever. And that's my biggest beef with Christians. I figure I may marry a Christian woman one day. I haven't been a Christian for 40 some years of my life. Being a Muslim is a big transition, but one of the blessings I guess we have is we can still marry a woman of the book, which means I can marry a Christian woman. You don't have to wear hijab. You don't have to go to the mosque. You don't have to do any of those things if you don't want to.
Okay. But it has to be someone who is a part of a religion.
They have to believe in God if you're going to marry
Okay.
this person. If you're just dating or whatever, getting to know somebody, you really don't know what they believe. But, once you've established that they do believe in one God, again, that's the start. That's the jump off. Matter of fact, that's 99.99% of it for me. Everything else is catechism and ritual, and symbolism and all that stuff. But 99.99% of religion for me as an individual is love and belief in God. Those two things together are 99% of it. The other 1% is just the books that men wrote and the rules that men implemented for the times they were living in.
I get it. I get my thing is this. I do not ascribe to any one religion. I'm just of the opinion that there is one supreme being and that we're all one. At the end of the day, everyone may have different titles or names given, but at the end of the day, there's a supreme being that we all should just acknowledge that there's a being there, somebody who creates somebody or something that created us. We have to acknowledge that. And I try not to get into the politics of it all because it's a very touchy subject, especially for some. Because you may be saying one thing, and another person may be listening to you, and they may be thinking you mean something else. And well, speaking about religion, people will hate you. People will find everything to cuss you about if you don't agree with them or if you don't say the things they want to hear. It's a touchy subject for me, so I never. This is the most I've ever spoken on anything related to religion because it's not an area I speak on because people get so passionate and that passion turns into hate. And you're saying, but aren't you supposed to be, exuding this thing that your religion professes? You're supposed to show love, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, see, the
So
thing is,
I
though,
stay away from it.
but see, that's another fear factor that we as black people were taught when we were young to protect us from white people, because we were never supposed to question them, especially about their stuff, which politics, religion, technology, that's all their stuff. How dare we bring that up? Because see, they're never going to give us the ammunition to take them out. It's no fun when the rabbit got the gun. When we start discussing those things among ourselves as a people, it actually strengthens us. Not only do we know where each other stands, but we can learn from each other. We don't have to be at each other's throat, and then we can turn on the enemy. As long as we're making enemies of each other, if you feel differently, the chat is open. It's free to express yourself. Click the link, come up on the panel and discuss what you think, but nobody's telling you not to love the Lord. I love the Lord. Uh, I'm pretty sure most of the people in the chat probably love the Lord. So it ain't no thing. But it's how we discuss it. Can we discuss it peacefully? Can we do it tactfully? Can we do it without anybody just not only agreeing to disagree, but walking away with some kind of enlightenment, or hey, that I didn't know that. Maybe I can look into that, or maybe I don't believe that. I'll Google it later and see. But give people a fair shot to see things from a different point of view without telling them that they're wrong or being offensive. You can discuss those things. You're not going out of your way to denounce any one type of people. Anybody that
Right.
takes it that way, they really should. Again, the problem is with them. It's not with you.
Yeah.
Because they should be able, if they're comfortable in their beliefs, they should be able to walk past the throne of hell and never ask for a glass of water. You know what I mean? They
Right.
should be faithful and loving to all. And like I
Hmm.
said, they shouldn't sit around with that anger. Because I did it as a Christian. Anytime somebody said, well, I'm an atheist, I was like, ugh, they're a bad person. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I was young, like my teenage years, somebody would stand on their own, I'm a lesbian, or I'm, an atheist, or I'm this or that. I immediately had this prejudice against those people and looked down on them. When in my real life, some of the best people that looked out for me when I needed were atheists. So, I guess you can't really use religion as the measuring stick for how good a person is. And if a person is a good person, should nothing shake them to the point to where they get upset over somebody's opinion.
Somebody just typed something in the chat. Karen. Um, the this I guess this is what Vibrant Lil was speaking on. I'm not trying to change the topics, but because I just saw it. Um, Karen said the recording Jay Wilson would not place posted on LSA. I don't even know how to maneuver LSA, but I really like to hear the recording to see what everyone is talking about.
I'm curious
Um,
now, too, 'cause I know
I'm curious. I want to hear it. And I want to know why the pastor didn't want to play it. Should I say I'll play it? I'd love to hear it. Let's see what
yeah,
was really going on. And if you want to click the link, Karen, oh, I mistook her name. If you want to click the link, you can let me know. So I'd love to hear what happened.
I'm sure somebody in the chat has the info.
Or Karen, click the link and drop the link to LSA. I don't know how to use it. Miss Trinidad, are you gonna go catch it and let us hear it? Because you could also, Karen, you could also click the link, but you don't have to come up on the panel. Just leave in the private chat the link to that recording, and I'll go listen to it and see if it's something we can share on here. Because I'm interested to know what's going on. You know?
Yeah, even Vibrant sparked my curiosity. I was hoping Vibrant was going to come on over.
Yeah,
And
I was hoping to, let us know what's really going on. I'm assuming it's something having to do with Brianna and one of our ex mods. If I read the chat right, because I was trying to read the room, but I was over there by your channel, so I was
yeah,
in between both. But because I couldn't pick up what was happening over by the past, I just said, what, let me stick to the evil I know and stay over here with Sly Jones and listen to music and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Who is AJ's half decent? That
I have,
doesn't.
I have an idea where that question is going. Go ahead, AJ's half decent. I pretty much know what's gonna come up. Go
Sounds
ahead,
like,
you can ask that question.
sounds like a setup.
Hmm. In the meantime, Karen, must be Trinidad wants to know how to get over there or how to use LSA. She'll be over there. She says she want to go figure it out. She's ready. She says she wants to see it. She said, "Girl, you know me fast." Yeah.
Yeah.
She the girl say, "Yeah, girl, you know say we want to see what one."
Hey, you know what? It looks like AJ is actually a minor. AJ, how did you find this channel? And what question could you possibly have for Carrie? I am so curious. He's like, what, 10?
Oh no, AJ, you are too young to be over here, AJ.
AJ's a baby.
We're all adults over here, AJ. I'm sorry.
If we're talking about Pokemon or whatever, that's different. Yeah.
AJ, it's late. You gotta go to bed. AJ is about 8 years old. I just checked your videos out. I checked two of them out. I heard your voice. I know you're a child. AJ, we're all adults over here. We're all over 21. I don't think you passed 10.
That's what I'm
Where is
saying. I'm
mommy,
so curious.
AJ?
Maybe he just likes chocolate. Who knows?
Oh wow.
I'll
AJ
give
plays Minecraft. AJ knows how to list the states, all the countries in Africa. AJ is doing his thing over there. But AJ, you gotta be in bed. It's bedtime, AJ.
Dan, he's playing Minecraft right now while he's in the chat.
Look
Notice got two monitors. He's got one on his hand and one on.
at Trinidad. Oh Lord, AJ, you gotta go to bed.
Yeah, this kid's barely old enough to use a microwave.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. AJ didn't ask the question. AJ, you gotta go to bed, sweetie. And this is why I strongly believe that parents, if you buy them devices, you should have control over it. Yes, it becomes theirs, but you're still the adult. So once it's bedtime, devices will be taken. They stay in my room, and that's where they'll be until I give it back in the morning. You get me? You push them out, you don't become their friends. You be a parent. That's how I look at it. Because
How
you're
did
a
he?
parent.
But how did he end up over here? See, YouTube is really pushing your algorithm out there. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you'd even be on AJ's radar shows that YouTube is backing you right now. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it because YouTube likes it.
YouTube has me all over the place. Were you here the night when those trolls came in? All day the trolls came up, about five or six of them. I was having fun listening to their crap and stuff. I was bored just wasting time with them and stuff. So yeah, I'm like, weird. So they said all they did was see the live, and decided to click the link. That was crazy. That was a lot of them. They were doing their thing. They were trolling, all right.
That's
So
something
they
else that happens too, especially when they have a new content creator, female content creator. I very rarely ever have trolls. Like maybe one a year, or I may have like a Russian bot, want to link a sex site or something like that. But as far as like real to life trolls, I laugh at them. You know what I'm saying? If they say something funny, I try to say something funnier and disarm their ass, so that way they don't get a foothold in my chat or on my channel. But I have fun with them.
I do. Sometimes when I have the time, I have fun with them.
Yeah,
There
because
was
that
this
way,
one, were you here? There was this day, this one guy came up. He was so nice, like he was being like, oh, I'm just testing out StreamYard and stuff. I'm here with my wife. And that guy came, and if I was so dumb, I would have had my overlay down. And that guy, he pretty much stayed behind the scenes for a good while, you know. And then out of nowhere, he proceeded to take his thing out. Oh my god. I was dying
I
behind
was,
here.
I was not here that night. I was not here.
I was dying behind here. That is why I don't take my overlay down that easily.
The
Doesn't matter
worst
how
one.
nice and calm you come here. Mm-mm.
Now, the
Nope.
worst one I saw was probably the white guy that was coming to troll, but y'all caught him before he did. He was like playing with toys or something. Somebody has a Spawn toy, and Spawn is black or some off the wall shit. And I was like, yeah, the freaks come out at
Oh
night for
Lord,
sure.
they do. And I'm like, thank you for the clicks, thank you for the views. They're crazy. There was a lot of them. There were a lot, like about maybe seven of them in total. And I was like, okay, do your thing.
Yeah, but
You
that is
know.
a good sign though, because that shows that your algorithm is being pushed out there to different, people and demographics. You're not just pigeonholed into one demographic. Like me right now, I am so pigeonholed into the 35 to 49 black female demographic now, but due to my content, that I cannot break out of that genre of people.
What age group?
35 to 49 black females. At least that's what my numbers say.
Okay, look at this right here. What's this about? It showed up in my recommendations. Hey, Kate, how do I pronounce that? Let me see if this is another child also. Welcome to the channel. I think there's another child. Must be Trinigel says she's going to Walmart right now, and she's gonna. Which Walmart are you going to? Because you have a Walmart open at the. She says she's gonna buy extra deodorant. Who needs some? I may need some. I may need a lot because obviously I've never used any before. Trinidad, you're also gonna have to show me how to use the deodorant. You know what I'm saying? Tell me. I need instructions on how to pull the cap. I need instructions on how to apply it. How to roll it. All of that. I'm gonna need help with that because I'm not familiar with deodorant.
Well, Carrie uses Tussie like they used to use back in the day. They don't have roll on. They had Tussie.
Oh
What was it? A cream that came in a jar
Lord.
and you just wiped it on.
Oh really?
Y'all didn't have Tussie over there.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Those of us that are, I'm telling my age, but yeah, growing up, there was this deodorant called Tussie. It didn't come on a stick; it just came in a little container thing. It was kind of expensive too, but I guess it was good for
Oh
back then.
wow.
Run with your hands. It was kind of gross.
Oh wow.
But yeah, this guy, this K Soft, he plays. He does the, where they play with BB guns, where grown men play with BB guns. Looks like he does that. Um, he plays GTA. He plays Fortnite. He
I
plays
understand
um
they're on a break right now, but shouldn't they all be in bed at this time?
he's like, what is your channel about? What do you do? I can hear those kids. I used to play games and man, they had the most annoying voices, especially when they were right before their voice would break. So they'd be like, Sly Jones, you wanna play Fortnite? Sly Jones, let's play GTA, Sly Jones. I'm like, man, come on.
Oh Lord.
Bass in your voice. Because then I feel like a little kid. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm
Oh
good. I
no.
switch over and play
Mm-mm.
with my bros. Like, Sly Jones, come over here. Sly Jones, look, I flew off the map. Okay. I'm like,
Oh
man,
slide.
I'm a
Miss
44-year-old man. You need friends your own age.
Oh Lord.
I think them kids
Miss Queenie says she knows what tussy is.
be grown. Yeah, I guess a few people might know what Tussie Tussie is.
Oh, I have no idea what it is. You gotta go swing that up by my coconut tree so I can figure out, how to use it and stuff. She said she used it in her teens. What about it was good, Miss Queenie? And
Because
why
it
was it
didn't
so
smell.
expensive
I mean,
according to Slide?
because the musty would come right through the deodorant. Because like roll on stays on, Tussie smells like musty. After about 2 or 3 hours, so it doesn't. It just covers the smell. It really doesn't
Oh
cure the
wow.
funk.
Oh wow. So ooh. Mitchie Black says my grandmother used Tussie. It's stinker to me. Ooh. Oh Lord. Miss Queenie says I used to use it. Okay.
Tussie.
So that means we got some more.
That's the old lady deodorant. Sitting right.
70th Pentor is another one coming in. We got them. I guess it's all about the gamers tonight and the young ones.
It's
They're
almost
up
like
in
you're a
here.
gamer. Like you're getting the whole gamer community right now. Well, you got the audit
Right?
community. Maybe interview one of these guys. This one here has 273 subs and 98 videos. Nope, he's about a 10-year-old Asian kid.
Oh no. You guys are too young. You gotta go to bed. You gotta go to bed. Go to bed, guys.
Yeah. I'm watching videos now over there. Let me see. Let me critique this kid. See if he's got the chops. See if he's ready for the streets. Let's see.
Ooh, I'm already on his channel. I've already seen a cartoon character, so that's enough. Oh wow, there
He
we
likes
go.
hop. He likes hip hop. He's jamming. So he's on there flowing.
Oh Lord. He's Asian too. Okay. For fun. Okay.
I guess
Okay.
they just came on to chill out with Uncle Slide and Auntie Carrie.
Now I feel like Grandma Carrie, but okay.
Oh,
Miss Queenie said it worked for her. That Tusky thing that was it Tusky thing? Ooh, Tusky seems. I'm not gonna say what it reminds me
even the
of.
word, even the word sounds inappropriate.
Right, because I was thinking the other word replacing it with a P or a B or whatever. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I wanted you to play your song the other night. I was hoping you was gonna play it.
Which one?
Uh, Kill the what's her
Oh,
name? I think I played it on my show that night. Kill the bee.
kill the
Sasha?
bee.
Sasha.
Oh, that song. You played it. I heard it. Oh, Lord. That song.
It's
That song. I've not until you made me aware of it. I have never heard that song before. And I'm like, where was I when this song came out? Where was I when this song came out? This is a nasty song.
I thought I
My
heard about it from you or somebody else in the
no.
chat.
Maybe it was someone in the chat that spoke about it.
I
But
think it was
I've never
Dazzle.
listened to that song before. That's a really nasty dancehall song.
I thought it was you. I blamed you for it because I'd heard about it on your channel, but I guess it was Dazzle or the other girl. I hadn't seen the other girl in a while, the one that was on there with us that night.
Who, Connie?
No, she was kind of shy about giving out her channel. Uh,
Who was that?
Damn, I can't. She's dark skinned. She's kind of cute. She has a decent following, but she's kind of standoffish a little bit. She's not really out there like some other people in the sector. She's like I say, if it wasn't for your channel, I probably would never ran across hers.
I'm trying to remember who that was because it was just my 5 cents. She
Mm-hmm.
comes up on the. Was it just my five?
No, it wasn't five. It
Who
wasn't.
else came up? There was Dazzle. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, and she is a content creator. Um, Damn, I can't think of her name. It'll come to me, or I'll go back and watch the live and see who was here.
I don't ever. Oh, was it Quiche?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, Quiche is fun.
yeah. I was wondering where
She's
she's been. I
fun
haven't seen her in
sometimes.
a minute.
I think I saw her yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't see her in a lot of chats. But then again, I'm not subscribed to a lot of people, so but I think I saw her recently. Yeah.
Yeah, Keish is real cool. But I
Yeah,
did some
she's really
nasty
cool.
songs last year on my channel. I found like some old nasty songs from like the 20s and 30s. And then I worked my way up to like modern day songs. And I thought I found them all. I didn't even run across Sasha. And then since then, I found some that were so terribly filthy that I just can't help it. That one day I'm just going to have to do a show and play these particular songs because they are the filthiest ones I can find.
Do you find do you have issues with playing those songs on YouTube? Like, do you get like a lot of copyright strikes when you play these songs?
No, I get a lot of copyright warnings. Like, you're using copyrighted material. You can't monetize. I'm like, okay. Very
Oh,
rarely I
okay. Warnings. Yeah, warnings. Yeah.
yeah, because some Prince songs, some Michael Jackson, some Metallica, some groups will come down hard and force you to remove the content, which YouTube will replace it with generic, like royalty free music. But, unless you want the Jeopardy soundtrack playing on your show, be real
Oh
careful.
my god.
Because
Not the Jeopardy soundtrack.
that shit is
Oh
extremely
Lord.
jarring when somebody's listening to Prince 1 minute and listening to the Jeopardy song the next because YouTube had to fill it in because of a copyrighted song. But no, I don't. Matter of fact, they've been more lenient on me. They're not removing my content. They're not forcing me to remove songs. They just, I get that email, that little love letter saying, you've used copyrighted material and what they could do, but I've never had a strike for it.
Yeah, it only comes up as a claim and that's it. So what they do is send the money to the owner of the music, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, and then since I'm not monetizing those videos, it really doesn't matter anyway. So nobody's going to get anything. They don't even play commercials, which I like that because if you listen to my show, I want you to be able to hear it straight through, without any interruptions.
Right. Yeah.
So I
But
don't
but
monetize it.
but even if you don't monetize your videos, the Cash App still not Cash App, the it still allows people to send like super chats and super stickers, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Even
even if
though
my content is adult content, they still. I've never been not monetized, I guess, because after the first month or so of my channel, I had like 99 subs, and then after that Cat Williams video blew up, I ended up with like 16,000 in less than 3 or 4 months. So everything just blew up like at one.
right.
It was kind of jarring because I didn't have time to learn all this stuff. You know, Still my knowledge of YouTube is very base. I don't have super stickers or memberships on my channel, which I'll look into it one day. I don't have a night bot. There's a lot of
Right.
things I can do to enhance my channel, but
I was thinking about it because the option to have membership has been out there for a while. Because, like I said, even though I got the option to monetize from a while back, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. So I took a while to think about it. Then I did, and then there's this option to do membership. But like I don't know. I can't think of anything to do in a membership. I can't. There's just nothing that comes to me, and I'm gonna feel really bad if I have a channel and I offer membership and have people paying their money, and I don't have anything offering them. I'll feel really bad. It's gonna be on my conscience. So I've decided not to do membership. Offer membership until I have actual content or actual stuff to do with the members that may be a little bit different from stuff I offer here, on
right.
the channel.
I know
Yeah.
you want to mix it up a little bit, but those of us that want to be closer to you that aren't mods, you know what I'm saying? A great way to show loyalty to you if we're not hitting the super chat or Patreon or any of those things is as a membership. So don't just look at it as, uh, having to say, okay, now I got members. Now I need to do XYZ things to keep them entertained and earn their membership. You've earned it just by putting out the content, by being here, by being consistent, by having different activities to do. You've earned the right to have members. I'm pretty sure that if you had members, it would give, like say, those of us that aren't your mods, who are really loyal subscribers, to really show their love. So it's just a different way of seeing it.
I guess we could look at it that way, because I've always just thought that, being a member, people should have perks. But I can see the point you're making that if people just want to show support, that they could just become members. I get it. I could, yeah, I'm thinking.
And they stand out in the chat, because anybody that doesn't have a blue wrench doesn't really stand out. But members, that green font, they stand out, and it encourages other people to say, hey, this is a cool place to be. I want to be a member too. There people are already members already. They just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? By having 80, 90, 100 people in here, and the numbers only dip a little bit in the past hour and a half, shows you that you've got the demographic, you've got the numbers. But it's up to you, and that's another beautiful thing, is that you can take it in any direction you choose. Because everything is still sort of new, and I would give anything to be back at that point. I would trade the 2 million views. I would trade the 16,000 subs. I traded to go back to the very beginning and embrace my core audience, and not a bunch of strangers that I'll never see again.
Yeah. So, so let me ask you something. So even though the viral video, how many views did you get on that Cat Williams video?
Like 1.3, 1.4 million on the second one, and probably two or 300,000 on the first one.
So do you still get like if people do you still get money from that video even though it was a while back? Like I'm trying to understand this whole YouTube thing and how people get paid. So the videos were there. So if people still watch it even though it was a while back, you still get paid for it?
I'm still averaging 3,000 views a week on the Cat Williams video, believe it or not.
Oh wow.
I maybe only get 200 to 300 views now that my channel's been shadow banned, since I started using profanity, started using, sexual content, stuff like that. My channel isn't very marketable as far as YouTube sees it. But before they started monitoring my channel, yeah, shit, that video was getting 5, 6, 7,000 hits, and then like I could put out a video about Star Trek or something like that, and it'll end up getting 3, 4,000 views. It just wasn't until I got shadow banned that it changed everything, and now, I struggle to get 2, 3, 400 views.
Yeah, maybe you should try to come up with something else that can go well. I don't want to say go viral because then it's not. There's no longevity after a while.
Well,
Like
it's a lot of work. Like I put a
yeah.
week, almost a week's work into that video with editing and
Mm-hmm.
finding pictures, music, and everything. It was a whole production. And I said, I don't want to have to do that every time I produce a video or try to be the next Tasha K, or be the male version of, one of these
Takes a
bloggers.
lot. It takes a lot doing sitting down and editing stuff and whatever and I get it. But and then there's just not enough time to do stuff because if I had time I would do like, between doing my lives, I would do like pre-recorded videos and stuff, but it's just to find the time. The time is an issue for me, you
Right.
know.
And then also you have to want to be in celebrity news as business 24
Right.
hours a day. And you've got to follow TMZ, and you've got to
Right.
follow Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, and all the social medias.
And
And
be subscribed to all these celebrities to see when they do stuff. Because there's this channel I used to I'm still subscribed to her, but I was with her when she had like 100, 200 people, and we'd be there, in her lives. We started out watching like shows like Love and Hip Hop and stuff. And then she started doing celebrity stuff, and not only celebrity, like YouTube celebrities also. And her channel shot up. But the thing is, she's subscribed to all of them. She's on all of their social media pages and stuff. So she knows their every move. And I'm like, how do you get time to follow and keep up with everybody? I don't got all that time on my hands. And I don't think, well, maybe I don't know. Like, how do you do regular life stuff? I don't know. I don't have that time to devote. And quite frankly, I really don't care a lot about celebrities and what they do because their life doesn't affect me in any way. Um, but I'm just saying it takes a lot of time. You gotta have a lot of time devoted to sitting down, watching what they do, see how they respond to people. You got to make sure you have access to all of these news crews, not news crews. I'm thinking about King Roman. Sorry.
And then you also have to beat everybody else to the punch with the story, because
Right.
if you don't do it first, somebody beats you to the punch, and then you can't really say anything that they haven't already said.
Exactly.
So
And then then these with the celebrity news, like, to me, everyone is doing it. It's just like too much. I don't know.
yeah, and it is work, but I mean, like I said, I learned so much from that video and editing and stuff like that, and I said, well, do I want to do this and make it work, or would I rather keep doing what I want to do and make it fun? That's another thing about not monetizing my specific videos, is it gives me the freedom to read erotic poetry. It gives me the freedom to talk shit. I can say what I want to and speak from the heart, and not have to worry about an advertiser telling me they don't like what I have to say.
I get what you're saying. I get it. We
Yeah,
got
because
some
see,
more
I
young
mean,
girls, young ones in here. Keep going.
yeah, but you got to pay the piper. I mean, do you want to have content that YouTube is going to like, or do you want to do what's on your heart to do? And eventually
Right.
it'll come down to making that decision. I just pray that when your time comes, that it leads to success, because it can go either way. Because YouTube will bring the reckoning on evaluating your channel, and if they feel like it's not what they want it to be, like I say, the way they're pushing it out here now, and got new people coming in, and when people log into YouTube, they see your video. That is great. Like I say, whatever you're doing to keep that going, keep it going. Because if YouTube ever decides to step in and say, well, let's just listen, and then it happens to be one day that you're snapping on somebody,
Mm-hmm.
then, like I say, welcome to shadow ban land. And it is no fun over here.
Hey, Pookie.
No matter how hard you work, you'll never really be able to be appreciated.
So, what do you think you can do to you know get this whole quote unquote shadow ban off of your channel? What do you think you can do? What are your options apart from what you said a while ago? You may have to do stuff that everybody else is doing, but what else do you think you
Uh,
could do?
I have to make kid friendly or PG content first off. Even if you say damn or hell, the thing is going to pick up on it, and warn you, like, uh-oh, they might say more, and then you might say shit or damn or whatever else later in the chat, and all of a sudden, nope, trigger, boom, yellow flag. And then you have to beg for them to remove the yellow flag. And honestly, I just got tired of begging. I would
I've
go into
seen.
the video. Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. You can
No, no,
go
no.
ahead.
No, I was just saying I got tired of begging YouTube
Yeah,
to release flags from videos that did not have one curse, not
I
one
have
word
a
of
few.
sex.
I
Right.
have a few, and I didn't even turn the black of my eye to, appeal it or anything. I'm like, okay. When it goes to that color, I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. I don't got time for that shit. Like, I think about what the material, and I'm like, how why and where and what was said on this particular live for me to be getting, you know, that color to say that
Exactly.
I have limited ads and stuff on it. I'm like, you should know. I don't got time to appeal those shit. You know, it's not like you make a lot of money on the videos, anyways. You know.
Right. And then when you look at who's going to see it anyway, and you kind of take it into account, you're like, what, just forget it. And that's kind of what they want you to do, because it makes their job and their life easier, just to review it for 5 seconds and say, I don't like this black man's content, regardless of who he is. We're going to ban it. We're not going to allow him to monetize, even though Tommy Sotomayor, I don't even want to talk about him, but the things that he's gotten away with, and then YouTube
He's
saying
gone away.
their standards
Right,
are bullshit. Because I've
right.
seen him get away with almost murder and get away with it. And me, if I just say so much as the N word or the F word, all of a sudden my video won't only be yellow, it'll turn red and say that this video can't be monetized, and YouTube advertisers feel like it's not appropriate. So just being black, and having a channel is already like two strikes against you. Because I've very rarely heard any white content creators complain about that level of censorship. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, they get pushed. out there to say racist shit.
The things I've seen and heard, well, not that I visit that channel a lot, just, over the years, that particular individual you spoke of not too long ago,
Mhm.
I'm surprised he was on YouTube that long with all that hate he was spewing against his own people. And people, I use that word. I don't even, no, never mind.
Well, as long
I'm
as it's against
surprised.
us, as long as it's against us, they'll never complain. As long as the cops are killing black kids, they'll never complain. As long as black mothers die while giving birth, they'll never complain.
But I
Any
hear,
uh,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, baby.
But I'm hearing that some of his channels are down. That's what I heard.
I mean,
That
eventually
they
you're
have
gonna
him
pay the
off
piper.
YouTube. I don't know
Eventually,
how true it is.
you're gonna pay the piper. Eventually, they're only gonna take so many complaints, and then you're cutting into the advertisers' money, and then you start having people writing letters. Did you know that this man that you advertise on this channel for says this? And then somebody's HR, somebody's PR has got to explain why they're giving this man money and why he's able to
Right.
monetize off of hate speech. And so, who's the arbiter for that? YouTube is the arbiter for that. So, once YouTube goes to the advertisers, again, it goes to when you stop being profitable. And at any time you stop being profitable, they'll drop you like a bad habit. They won't promote your channel. All that bandwidth and energy they could put into promoting your channel, they're putting into 1,000 other channels and treat you like you don't exist. And they hope that you quit. They hope that you give up your channel because even after so long, they'll even start purging subs. So if this person hasn't been on my channel
Yes.
after a while, they'll just start purging them. I
That ain't
watched.
right. I don't agree with that because there are people who may want to visit a channel a particular time. They may not want to, go back for a while. They may be checking out other people. I don't think it's right to take people off just because they haven't been visiting a channel for a while. That is crazy. People take breaks. People have stuff doing. People have life going on. People may be in the hospital for months. People may be sick for months. They may not have visited the channels they used to. So something like that, I don't agree with.
I
Hey,
had hit
Dobie. Hey,
I hit
Dally Poo.
17,000 subs until they did the purge. And when they did the purge, I lost 1,000 subs just that quick.
Oh no.
I lost 1,000 during the purge.
But
And
what
then,
is the? I'm
huh?
sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead,
I
babe.
don't
Go
like
ahead.
talking over people. Go
Well,
ahead.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying like, what is the reason that they gave for doing that? Like, what is the purpose?
I guess they're cleaning up all that bandwidth and memory. There's a server somewhere that's got to house all this information, all these videos, all these members, and now they have a paid service. They have YouTube Kids, they have YouTube Music, and operating that much data costs money. And eventually, if you can crush thousands of terabytes of data from having to be stored by taking action like purging subs and stuff like that, then it helps their bottom line by cleaning up their databases.
I get it. I get what you're saying. Hi,
Yeah.
Dovie. Dovie, you were so hilarious in court tonight. That was so funny. Dalipool has a comment that he says, and I'm assuming it's a he. I grew up in Ireland when English soldiers put up signs saying "No blacks, no dogs, no rats, no Irish." Okay, so you were. So what was it like for you during that time, Dalipool? Because I'm not sure how that came in, but I guess. Oh, so you had a previous statement
And
there.
they said when they grew up, so I guess this is maybe an older person.
Yeah, that's because I checked the channel out. It's a channel. It's been around for a little while.
Yeah, because we were talking about
Um.
religion earlier, and nobody fought more. Everybody blames my brothers in the Middle East, but nobody fought harder than Catholics and Protestants in Northern Ireland. The Belfast bomber and all of them. They had like their own Proud Boys over there called the IRA, and
Oh Lord.
they were organized, they were hateful, and they killed a lot of innocent civilians in the name of Christ. Chris,
Right.
Christians and Protestants, all
Mm-mm.
claiming to love Jesus, all over there killing each other. All of
I
them,
don't get it.
yeah,
And one
yeah.
of the things the Bible says is "Thou shalt not kill." Like, what makes you killing? I don't know. I don't
And,
get it.
and then Ireland ain't even that big. It sits right off the coast of England, and it's just a little dot compared to the rest of the world. Scotland is not that. I mean, Ireland is not that big. Well, neither
Um,
is Scotland. You got
mhm.
these little bitty islands, with a handful of white folks. Well, Lord forgive me, but it is true. I mean, you don't have a lot of brothers in Ireland. You don't have the hood in Ireland, but all these white people that are just two or three generations removed from being kin over there killing each other over religion. And they say it's cranking back up. I hope it's not, but I've heard, I watch international news, and the IRA, right wing groups and everything are becoming more popular over there now that the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers are getting popular over here.
It's just sad when you gotta equate religion with wars and hate and separation and this whole
Right.
idea of being better than others and all of that shit. I don't get it, and I don't get it.
But then I also got to ask, why did he bring that up? Because we weren't discussing that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's a trap.
It's possibly because they're behind in the chat. Not sure since they brought it up just now when we're on to different stuff. I don't see them anymore. Will you
Yeah.
say it may be a trap? Is that what you said? It could be a trap.
Yeah. Shit. The way these people are now, these trolls, you just never know. Like I said, they come in all nice and everything. Next thing you know, they're whipping their dick out. So, just never know.
There's
But yeah,
somebody by the name of Randy. Look at that.
he said the English did the Irish like that. So again, you've got white people dogging out other white people, treating them worse than Negroes. And for what? Because one island is bigger than the other, or one has more money than the other, or whatever. But even in the United States, man, the Irish got treated like trash when they settled here. Like they were treated
Yeah,
very, very badly.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
they were
were
like,
looked down on.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And they always have been. So, shout out to the Irish. They some troopers. They done hung in there with their little red haired selves. They little pale fuckers, but they do their thing. No hate there to the new
No
guy.
hate.
Cool. No hate. That was cool.
Randy said Proud Boys are not considered popular. Not popular. They're a small group of a hoes. So, so Randy may be thinking people are making them bigger than they need to be. They're a small group, but they can cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean,
Cause
I'm just referring to like, January 6th. The only other time they have any powers on the internet. And they're like 4chan. I don't know if you've ever been to 4chan or 8chan, but that is
mm,
where all the Trump conspiracies are. That is
mm,
where all the uh, little code words and phrases and plans and blueprints are made, you know, and the FBI, CIA know it's out there and they won't stop it. All the hate speech, like 4chan was the source back in Obama's time for all those memes that Obama turned into a monkey and, racist shit about Michelle, stuff like that. All that was on 4chan and 8chan. Those same guys are still on those same websites, on the dark web doing the same thing they've been doing, planning terrorist attacks and some of everything. And then those kids get those weapons. Like that last mass shooter had $20,000 in guns. Where does a 18-year-old with no, a 16-year-old with no credit, no job, get $20,000 worth of weapons and ammo? They plan that shit for months, and there's somebody funding them when they do it.
they certainly show their asses in January. I tell you that.
And they ain't
Certainly
gonna stop.
show.
They're still gonna shoot up schools. They're still gonna put guns in the hands of their patriots, 15, 16, just like the white boy that went to the Black Lives Matter protest and shot them two people, and now he's a superstar.
Yeah, man, you're saying something I wanted to say, but I chose not to. I was gonna say when I said they're certainly good. Yes, y'all, man. Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't want to say speak much about him, but he's one of those supporters of those people, and they were gonna run rampant if he wasn't ousted, if he wasn't removed or replaced. Let me use my words right. Just
Yeah.
imagine what could have transpired after that. Just imagine.
And see, and it wasn't just going to be the ones that they don't like, because they got to remember the ones they do like work in that same damn building, and then you see how stupid and two faced they are when they say that they support the blue, but they don't support the black blue. They didn't support the black cops that they killed that day. But the white ones, they were sitting out there, reportedly drinking beer and fellowshipping and talking and hugging and high fiving and taking selfies together and all of that until all hell broke loose. Because some of those cops belong to those same groups. They've always been with the Klan, Proud Boys, whatever you want to call them. They're all the same. New age, different uniform. Before they wore hoods. Now they wear whatever, but they haven't changed. Ku Klux Klan is the Ku Klux Klan. Randy says, times like this, I'm happy to live in Canada. The gun situation in the U.S. is crazy. Yeah, it is. It is really crazy. And now in my state in Georgia, you can carry no matter who you are, age, whatever. If you want a gun, it's like the old West now. So, I hate it for anybody that moves to Atlanta or anywhere around here because Georgia is the Wild West right now. Carrie said she'll be right back. So while we're waiting on Carrie, I just want to give Carrie a special shout out. She didn't have to come tonight, but she did come to my channel. We just kicked it, vibed out, listened to music and stuff like that. And like I say, she could have been anywhere else tonight in the sector or wherever else on YouTube, but she did choose to spend that time over on my channel. So I really appreciate her. Trini Gal and a couple other people said they'd be subbing my channel. So just know I really appreciate you. My family is small. I don't have a huge subscriber base per se, but the people that do come over there, we have a lot of fun. Everybody pretty much knows everybody. And if you don't know somebody, you may get to know somebody, meet some cool, down to earth, open minded people. So, if that's your thing, feel free to come by and check it out. But in the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to Very Carry, make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any games, activities, uh, any of the new beef sector news, whatever's happening in the streets. You better believe that Carrie is going to be on top of it, even if not right away. She's eventually going to get caught up and bring us the tea. So, again, major, major, mega shout out to Carrie for being sweet, going on her own, starting her own platform, and doing the damn thing. I couldn't be more proud of her. It's not too many content creators I'm willing to say that about, but Carrie earned it, and she's going to continue to do well, I think, in my opinion. And while we're waiting on her, we'll go into the chat. Yamain says the Proud Boys membership grew 3 times as large since Trump told them to stand down and stand by. I'm starting to see a lot of older white guys too with the 1776 hats and the "Don't Tread on Me" bumper stickers and T-shirts and Oath Keepers. And I live in a town that's a lot of prior military, so you got a lot of older right wing Republican people here. Flag waving Christian patriots who believe that blacks and Muslims and gay people are trying to take over the country. So, they need to take their country back by any means necessary.
Yeah.
And that's how they feel. Hey, babe, we back.
Hmm. Thank you for holding it down, Slide. You can go ahead. Sorry to cut you. You can go ahead.
No, no, you're back now. It's your channel, babe. I'm here for you.
You can click the link, guys. But children, the children that are in here, go to bed, guys. You gotta go to bed. Go to bed. Randy, do you want to click the link? Randy says it's times like these that I'm happy to live in Canada because of the gun situation in the US and how crazy it is. Right. And Trinigel says, I'm a cool person, but just don't F with me. Okay, got you, girl. And thank you for supporting Sly Jones. She's here to support. Hey, Michi Black again, and thank you for supporting and subscribing. His link is in the chat. I dropped it a few times. Please be sure to subscribe to Sly Jones if you enjoy his conversation, you enjoy him. What you're seeing here tonight, the discussion, go ahead and check his channel out. Support. It's all about supporting for me. Like when you support people, you just truly support them. You know, think for the just be aware or be mindful that people have different things that they offer, so you don't have to be stuck like this on this one pony that you're just doing the same thing over and over and over. It's cool to check other people out. Yamin is also in the chat. He's a content creator. Yamin, you can drop you should be dropping your link. Yamin.
Yeah, man,
Yamin.
come on in the chat. I mean, anytime that you're in the chat, it's always cool, bro. Come on and jump
Yeah.
in. The water's fine.
Yamin, he says jump in the water. The water is fine. It's so cool. I like hearing some of your little. Trini Girl says, "What God has for her, no man can." Oh, I'm assuming that's me. Thank you. Michi says, I saw last week a guy driving a Porsche that is high with the 13 star. Ooh, on the flag was the flag was much bigger. Oh, bigger than the truck.
And they're getting
Oh
worse.
wow.
They're wearing the T-shirts with the 1776. That 1776 is code. Don't get it twisted that these people love the founding fathers or that they love the Revolutionary War. 1776 is a code for the insurrection. It's a code for we're taking our country back. It's code for we remember back in the good old days of slavery. It's a lot to that
Right.
1776 when you see it, and it's propaganda, and it's all fueled by right wing bullshit.
I'm so scared. I shouldn't use the word scared. When I see these vehicles with these flags, it's there's just this sense of there's just like this negative dark energy that comes over when you see these vehicles with these flags, or you pass certain homes with these flags, waving high and stuff. It's like it shows you the reality of the world, that a lot of people are out here who still are in that mindset that we don't belong here. You know, life would be better without all, black people, or just people, different different groups around, and they're okay with us being, back as slaves, or just not being around them, period. Things should go back the way it was. And I'm like, why are these people still living with hate in their hearts? Like, for real. How do you get up every day and just being hateful of other people? This is not something you can control, you know? Oh Lord, look at this.
They want us back in their home.
Look at this person who just dropped in. Like, for real. What is the import? Oh God. Okay. All right.
What did they say? I might have missed something.
That's their first entry into the chat. Not a hi nor nothing, whatever. The first thing that comes up. Gay people be gay people, but when gay people, they gay. Like shit like that. Like, what are we doing here?
I'm glad I didn't see that.
Thank you for subscribing to Yamin Trinigal.
Yeah, well, another thing I did was I set my chat to subscriber mode only, so that way, at least if they do troll me, they have to subscribe first.
How do you do it?
Subscriber only. How do I do that? When you start the live, you can't do it in StreamYard. You have to be posting. Like, do you go straight through StreamYard to do your lives, or do you go from StreamYard to YouTube and set your settings there?
I go to StreamYard and do everything there. And then sometimes when I remember, I go back in the YouTube studio and change stuff up.
Right, right. Well, but when you do go live, you schedule it. You also want to schedule it in YouTube, so that way you don't miss out on that.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
learned
and plus
something.
it'll give you the option to set up subscriber only mode, to set up your monetization, all that stuff, all the bells and whistles.
So can you do it for each live, or are you able to do it for each live, or you just set it
Yeah,
up so it's a general thing?
yeah. I set it up each live. I go through all my steps, and I have what they call right process or whatever, right steps or whatever you call it. And what that is, it's a checklist that my software goes through to make sure I do everything to get maximum exposure. It's something like Social Blade. Have you ever used Social Blade?
I've heard about it, but I've never had to use it.
See,
No.
everybody uses it to be nosy and count other people's money.
Yeah, that is what I heard. That's how I heard about it. Like people be checking people like Tasha K and a few people here in the sector to see their subscriber numbers and also to be able to see have an idea of how much money they make per month or whatever.
But see, but it's really, if you're going to use it. You should use it to make sure that you've got tags, that you've got titles, descriptions, that you've got high definition thumbnails, you know, that you've got the best hashtags and the best tags for your video to get the most exposure. You know what I'm saying? It was so bad at one point that they would automatically put Cat Williams, whatever, on my uh, tags for me because that was the biggest, of course, that was the biggest hitting video with that hashtag. So, but yeah, if you use Social Blade for what it's for, it can help your channel other than just going on there being nosy.
What are you doing? Are you there cooking? What are you doing in the kitchen slide? Is that where you're at? I have a feeling you're whipping up something while we talk. Or are you washing?
No,
Which
no,
one? I think
I
you're
just
doing
blew my
laundry.
nose. I'm gonna hit the mute button. No, no, no. I'm just here. I've been sitting
Oh,
here since I did my show. Like I don't have my air conditioner on, so my nose is running.
oh, you're getting hot.
Yeah,
You
because
are
you
so
complained about
mindful of
that.
your microphone picking up the sound of your air condition. That's why you got it off. Is that why you have it
Yes,
off?
because you fuss about it because you always hear that whistle
No, I
and then
think
you're
it
like,
was
"Scott,
someone
is that
else.
you?" Huh?
You sure it was me?
Yeah, yeah. The last time I came to the live, last two times actually, I had on my headset, and then you said you heard background noise, and then when I muted it, you didn't hear it anymore. And I think it was because of my air conditioning.
But I think you were also doing laundry at the time, Slide. I think you were also doing laundry that day.
Yeah, I would probably have something going on,
Yeah,
but
so
no, I
maybe
got it
it
perfectly
had that.
quiet tonight, and I got my good mic for you. So
Ooh. I knew it. I knew that you were mindful of that that the microphone and what it would pick up.
yeah, that's why I
Oh,
got it quiet. And
turn
then
the
my
air
dog,
on because I can tell how that feels. I get hot.
I
Yeah.
got some fans going. It's all right. It's a little stuffy, but I cooked earlier. I made some oxtails, and man, just turn on that
Ooh,
oven got my house warm. But they were so good.
ooh.
It was worth
I haven't had oxtail in a long time.
it.
In
Yeah, what I did
months,
was
actually.
I sliced up the onions and peppers and cabbage together, and I put the
Mhm.
oxtails on top of that, and then wrapped them up and put them in the oven for like 5 hours.
Oh wow, five. Oh, I don't know, 5 hours.
Yeah, they still weren't tender like after three, so I just let them slow roll for a little while. Especially looking at
Mhm.
their $100 a fucking board. I'm sorry, $100 a board, almost.
Listen, it is so expensive. I
You
guess
know,
that's why I haven't had it in a while.
I had to pamper them suckers. I said for as much as they cost for that little bit of meat, that little bit of fatty meat, I said shit. I said I'm gonna make sure they come out absolutely perfect. It costs more now to eat those than crab legs.
Wow. I haven't had oxtail in a while. I haven't had a seafood boil in a while. What else have I not had? Even though I don't try a lot of stuff that people, and I'm saying you people, and people are gonna get offended because I normally just stick to what I know, my type of stuff, food that I am accustomed to eating or growing up eating. So I don't try. I don't. I tend not to try a lot of other stuff by
Do you like
choice.
do you like sushi?
Oh hell no. Mm-mm.
What?
No.
That's as fresh as it gets.
Mm-mm.
I love sushi.
No.
I like sashimi too. I like sashimi better than sushi because you get more meat. You know,
Yeah, no.
I've had sashimi that was almost as big as fillets. Like you could have literally put it in breading and dropped it in some grease. That's how big those pieces were.
Oh,
Like big pieces of salmon, big pieces of white fish, and they throw in a little bit of squid. Maybe a little bit of eel. Now the eel is horrible. Eel sushi just tastes like sewer ass. Like I can't eat that. I tried one time. Never. I don't even like the texture of eel.
now you have me here thinking about what I'm eating for tomorrow. Do I do? No, I'm thinking about do I do some oxtails? Now I'm wondering if I should go out there. And it's gonna cost an arm and a leg, but whatever. And
Get,
now I'm
get
also
some rice
oh,
and peas. Get some
mm.
cabbage. Get some spicy cabbage.
Now I'm thinking about it. Oh wow.
Is that stereotypical when you hear people all of a sudden just want to associate you with beef patties and uh, rice and peas
I hear about the jerk chicken a lot. I hear more about jerk chicken than anything else.
and brown
Jerk
stew?
chicken and rice and peas, but the jerk chicken a lot. I hear that more. Yeah.
Do you like brown stew?
Yeah, I'll have it, but
Well, for me, when I went to the Jamaican restaurant for the first time, I was actually expecting stew. I was so disappointed. All I got was a leg quarter.
but the
That was
method in which it's cooked, it's stewed. So maybe your version of stewed and ours is a bit different. But
no,
brown
this.
stewed is the chicken is stewed down,
Yeah,
cooked
this is the most
down.
authentic place in town. As far as everybody says. I don't think there's actually any artists that would say that. But the people that work there have a heavy accent. Maybe they did Americanize their menu, but I thought that if they're going to rep, Jamaican food, that it should be authentic as possible. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm getting the real deal or not. I need you to come tell me. And I think you're closer to me than we both think.
I've heard you said some places and I just laughed to myself in a previous live. Oh
So
Lord.
I guess when we get ready to do that
Oh Lord.
simulcast together, we'll surprise everybody and go live together.
We'll see how that goes, Slide.
We'll
We'll see
surprise.
how
Then
it
we'll be the
goes.
talk of the streets, and then people be like, "Ooh, slide and carry.
Oh,
Ooh,
they're fucking. They're
ooh, child.
together.
Ooh, child. Here, heat waves. Ooh, carry and slide. Ooh, child. Ooh, child.
Oh
What, what, what,
Lord.
what they do? What they do?
We
Yeah,
have
see,
a burger in the chat. No. I'm thinking I may do salmon tomorrow or oh Lord. I was gonna be basic and cook soup again. Cause I'm just tired of meat, to be honest. Cause I've never man, I may
yeah, I'm
do
taking my mom to
salmon.
Ruby Tuesdays tomorrow for salad. I love their salad bar. And Sundays, it's not. I don't really fast, but on Sundays I usually don't eat much. I usually like eat breakfast and nothing else. But yeah, I'm gonna eat light tomorrow. Grab a salad and just something simple. I may even make some tuna fish. Like it's Sunday. I am not slaving. I slaved over a hot stove for like 5 hours today. I am not doing that tomorrow.
You
And
don't got more left from that big cooking you did today? You don't got more left?
I had a friend of mine come by, and my mom came by. And she ate with me. So,
Mm,
usually when I have company, I cook a lot.
okay.
Yep. So if you do come down,
Look,
make
listen to him.
you do.
Do you hear him, guys? Do you hear him? Keep going.
I am fun to be around. You would love hanging around me. I'm fun. I like to go fun places and I like to do fun things. I don't take myself that seriously. I'm serious when it's time to be serious, but I'm more playful and silly than I am, serious. And, everything's about sex. I'm not really like that. I just like,
People don't like fun, Slide. They don't like fun. They don't. They don't
man,
like hearing people say, "Oh, I'm fun. I'm you want to relax and do stuff."
I love go kart
Yeah.
racing. I love going stargazing. One of my favorite things to do is stargaze. We have a big park about 40 miles from where I live, and you can like see the Milky Way. Astronomy groups go up there.
Really?
Yeah, and it is nice. You can see different meteor showers and stuff like that. If you've never seen a meteor shower, they are so beautiful. And I'm planning to go down to Florida for the next one so I can watch it at the beach.
Cool. That is cool.
Yeah, so
That's something to think about. I
and
never
like I said,
actually.
go kart racing, amusement parks, water parks. That's me. Like I love to go.
I do not do water parks. Mm-mm. You know what they do in that water? Mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm.
If the water don't
Mm-mm.
have a little bit of yellow to it, you're not at the water park.
Oh hell! Ew! Stop! Ah!
The water's got to be a little yellow, or else why would you need chlorine?
No. Mm-mm. I am not going in those things. And especially since COVID, I've started to think about these things even more. I've always been skeptic of using like pools and all of that stuff, and like going on slides and all of people. There's some people who are just so lazy because restrooms are normally located so close to these things, and people would much prefer to sit in the water and do that instead of just getting out and going to pee. Like
Or the
everybody
ones
doesn't think the same way. They sit in that shit.
or the
Oh,
ones that don't wipe, or what's even
oh,
worse is the ones that let their baby come in the pool, knowing that baby ain't got all is not wearing waterproof diapers. That is the biggest pet peeve of
oh.
mine. Because first
Mm.
of all, you're nasty for letting this baby have all this wet cotton soup and dragging off their ass.
Oh,
You know what I'm
oh,
saying? And it
yeah.
might have been better for them to just be in a onesie or something like that, but they're going to piss and shit. And there's nothing that's going to stop it. A cotton diaper is not going to stop
Mm-hmm.
shit from floating around in a pool.
Oh, 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 Lord. Oh, I'm thinking of,
And then when
thinking
you
about,
hear the parents say, "Oh, you got to go poopy," you got to go poopy. At that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm done swimming for the day. That baby probably already done pooped. They just already
right.
done
Or
scooped it out.
started and they smelled it and like, Lord, we need to go.
And next
And
thing
then
you
you
know,
get,
like, why did they only stay for 30 minutes? Like, yeah,
right.
their baby shitting in the pool. That's why.
And then you got those people who don't wipe their asses well or are nasty. They don't shower often. And
Bumba
I'm gonna have to
clots.
go in the, and I'm gonna, no, I don't want to share those type of stuff. Don't. Mm-mm.
Literal bumba clots. Not
Ooh, are you
the real,
cussing?
the real, the real bumba clots. The real, not just the Jamaican saying, but the actual clods from the bone.
Oh Lord, that is so funny.
It sounds
Oh
much
guys.
worse that way. It sounds so much worse.
Mm-mm. Mm.
But when you
Mm-mm.
say it fast, it doesn't sound as terrible. Especially the way y'all say it. Just rolls off the tongue like bumba clot. Sometimes I don't even think y'all remember what it means. Y'all just say it.
It just rolls smoothly when you're cussing. It comes out really good.
Yeah, I
And it
think
can
it.
be used in different situations. It's used in different scenarios. That word there.
Yeah,
And it could be be used in a positive way, like you're telling a story, you know, you're enthusiastic about it. It's used in different ways, not only for cussing, because people think that's the only time it's used. It's not only for cussing.
but when
It's
I
also
asked,
when you're trying to get a point across and you're excited about something, they use it that way also.
I mean, because when I was dating the Jamaican girl, she would just say stuff so fast, and like she was cussing out a girl one day or whatever, and she said it so fast. She said "mother cunt, mother skunt," and I'm like, what the fuck did she say? Did she call her a
Are
skunk?
you sure? Are you
I'm
sure
like,
that's not a Trini? Oh no, you should know. You should know where she's from.
and I
Mother
thought
stunt.
something like that, and I thought she was calling her a skunk, and I said, why would you? I said that's not funny.
That sounds like something Trinigal would say. Here she is up there. You
Trinity gal,
hear it. You hear it from the Trinis.
is, is that where it came from? Trinity gal, is that why I heard mother skunk?
Is it from you, Trin? I don't know if she's still in here, but is that where it's from?
Yeah, I'm new to this. You know, I dated a Jamaican woman, but I'm still new to a lot of the lingo. Because the girl I dated, she was, more American than anything. Even though she had a half Jamaican, half Louisiana, like South rough Louisiana accent. So the two together, it was like, wow. I'm not gonna lie, her accent wasn't very sexy. It was actually kind of hard to understand her sometimes because she would mix in the patois with the Jamaican, which I guess was a mix of Creole and Cajun and whatever else she had. So yeah,
I get what you're saying. I get it. That is just like, let me not say it. I get what you're saying.
say it, say it.
That is just like us listening to people from, like England and stuff speaking and saying they're Jamaican. And even me, I can't even understand a word they say half the times. And they swear, and I'm like, sir, I don't understand you. I gotta be like trying to process what they're saying and slowing it down in my brain to try to figure out what they're saying, especially because of the accent, you
Yeah,
know?
have you ever heard of a channel called Shan Zin? She's a Jamaican
Mm-mm.
girl that she her channel name is Shan Zin Jamaican Vibes, and she helps people all over the island, like with food, water, shelter, and stuff like that. Like right now, she's helping a 104-year-old woman raise money. I think she might be the oldest woman in Jamaica. I'm not sure, but her name is Mrs. Estella Guthrie. She's 104, and Zen is like helping her get, just helping her out basically, money and stuff. And when she goes and talks to those old people, I can't understand a word because she goes out in the pineapple field. She's out there in the
Oh,
yeah. She's in the country.
okay. So I'm watching it right now as you speak with that one, that's 104-year-old lady.
Please
Um,
translate. I got the closed caption on, and the closed caption is saying "Bumblebee tuna."
You'd be surprised that a lot of people, it depends on where they're located, they speak differently than how you probably hear me. It
Okay, so
depends
where's this old
on
lady from? Then?
location.
Tell me about this old lady. Then, like, she east side, west side, south side. Is she up in the hills? I
She's
would.
from another. Lord, is this west? I'm bad. Is it western? The western side of the island? And
So is
you
that
want
like
me to translate what she's saying? What the old woman is saying?
I can't understand
You don't
nothing.
understand what she's saying? I'm gonna play it and listen. I'm tell you what she's saying.
Okay, that might be a good lesson for the basketball video.
You
For
want me to do it now?
no, I'm just saying, like, if not now, then maybe for the We Speak It videos, you can give her as an example, like like patois on steroids. Like she's she's the OG. Like, because I can't understand nothing she's saying. I'm surprised you can. And say for people that aren't sure what we're talking about this channel by the name of Shan Zin Jamaican Vibes. And like I say, she does a lot of charitable stuff.
I'm watching it while you speak. It's funny. I'm gonna have to watch this. I just check her channel out. I'm gonna subscribe also to see what she got going on there. That's a nice channel. So she goes around the island, helping out the poorer people or people who need
Yeah,
help.
yeah. I've
That's
seen her
cool.
take people that just live in like cinder block shacks and wood shacks,
Hmm.
help them
That
get
is
microwaves and heat, electric, and clothes for the kids and food, you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, she's
okay.
awesome.
Wow, I'm looking at one where she's helping out a blind farmer. So this guy is blind and he's farming. Oh wow. And you got people out here who are able-bodied not doing shit. They just want to sit down and wait for people to give them handouts and stuff. Oh wow.
Is that the old Rasta?
Yeah. No, he
Okay.
isn't that old. He seems to be maybe in his 50s or late
Yeah,
40s.
because she did do a
Oh,
video that
oh,
Rasta.
oh, here goes another one. Okay, there's two. There are two of them. So there goes another one, the old one. I'm seeing the older one also. And then there goes this lady. She has 9 children. Oh, wow.
Oh man, that video almost had me in tears.
Oh,
Like,
wow. I think I know. I think I've watched this one. I remember watching this one because I was looking at it and I was saying, this house is so small. How the hell are all these? I watched this before. I've come across this channel because they showed the before and after. So I'm looking at it right now and I remember and I'm like, how are they all going to hold in this small space? This,
like a one
that they,
bedroom plywood shack with like one bed and rug
right,
floor, and that is all. No kitchen, no sink. I don't even think they have
right.
an outhouse.
Yeah. I remember this one because I think she also did like chickens, like, she raised chicken to make money and stuff. So
Yeah, and there
it
was
is
one
it's
lady that
quite
told me this.
unfortunate the type of living situation some of these people have to experience. It's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, one lady, the only thing she had to sell was hand sanitizer. So
Oh
she'd go
wow.
and probably only making a nickel per bottle because she's probably spending like $1.05 per bottle and selling it for $1.10 on the street. So
Oh wow.
she's not making no profit. But yeah, Shan Shan hooked her up with like 100 bottles of sanitizer and stuff for her business, and bought her a lot of groceries and stuff. Like I said, I don't know where Zen Zen gets the money, but she does some big things.
I guess people donate, people who watch and support the channel, they donate to her, or organizations may do, like private donations and stuff. But she's been, I think the the subscribers actually help, you know, and because she keeps an account of the money and how it is spent. Because I am watching this, I've seen this channel before because I remember just this one right here. Ooh, oh Lord, that's what their bathroom looked like. Oh Lord,
I told you,
oh
man. And when it
wow.
comes to the kids, I have a soft
Mm-mm.
spot in my heart for kids. I might talk a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, I have a soft spot for kids and animals. And
Yeah,
when I see kids like that struggling in an environment like that, it just makes me wonder, like, what, how, like, I don't even know if how sometimes I made it, growing up in the suburbs, but growing up in that environment and everything, God's always going to provide, and you got to have faith and stuff. But how do you even keep up your morale
right.
when every night you can look up and see the sky, and every time it
Yeah.
rains, you get wet?
Right. You gotta be miserable when it rains, you know? Yeah.
And it's always hot. Don't have no electricity or fans or any way to keep cool. And this woman is 104 and has made it. I probably wouldn't have made it till 70 living like that.
There are certain parts of the island in particular, like Mandeville and so on. There are certain parts of the island that is cool all year round. You gotta wear like sweaters and stuff. You gotta always, wearing something to be warm. So there are different certain places on the island that it is really cold there.
Oh, I didn't know
Trust
that.
and believe that. I've experienced that before, and I'm like, how do these guys do it? And this is on the daily. Mm-mm.
I would be such a dumb tourist if I went there. I haven't had the luxury of traveling out of the United States, not even in the military. So, I always
Really?
wonder, like, they talk about the bad sides of town. They tell you can ride here, but don't ride there. You might have a guy ride up in what he calls a taxi, which might be an old Volkswagen Bug that's riding on three wheels in a milk carton. And, still, that's the taxi for that area. Do you ride that taxi, or do you wait for something that looks a little cleaner, more bona fide? Like I say, you just never know between movies, pop culture,
Mm-hmm.
and then what's actually real over there. Like, can I go to this side of town?
Right.
Where can I legally smoke weed over here? Is that a thing? There's just so many myths and BS that you hear. But I mean, I hear most the black folks I know go over there, they get off the boat, they dance, sing, whatever, have a good time, get back on the boat, go home. But getting a little bit deeper into the culture is what I would do. I want to know, what's this over here? What's that? I want to go up in them hills. I'll go on the bad side of town, whatever, and be with the real people. But would that be smart or would that be like dumb? Because, like I say, I'm a tourist. I look like a tourist. I smell like a tourist.
You'd be surprised that not a lot of people, well, it depends on where you go. For
They,
real, it
they
does.
say when you get
But you'd
off
be
the boat,
surprised that there are some of the warmest set of people, despite the fact that we hear about the killings and so on and how people are violent. You'd be surprised it's just a handful of people in certain communities. But most visitors, if not, most visitors are treated, you know, respectful. Their warm reception. People are always open and welcoming to visitors. Trust and believe that. So
I
don't listen when you hear some of these things that people go there with their preconceived ideas of how people are. But
I got off the boat and all these kids just came up begging me. And
oh Lord,
that
I
imperial,
don't like that. I don't like it.
they got that imperial syndrome. Like, we're Black Americans. We can come over here and teach them how to operate. It's that American arrogance that everywhere we go, we're the boss and we're more educated and we know better. I used to have some trainers that would go over there because they were just opening call centers over there for my company about 10, 11 years ago. And some of the trainers were arrogant. The guys over there, that one guy might wear the same shirt and tie every day to work. And I'm like, that's not funny. If that
That's
guy
what he
over there,
has.
that's what he has, and he's doing the best that he can.
And bet
And
trust and believe he goes home every day and wash that shit and come back clean with it every day. They're trying to get jobs because they may their socioeconomic status. It depends. It depends. But they're trying to make something of themselves. So if they didn't have it before, how could they afford to buy, five different shirts to wear? So if that's what they have, they're gonna be humble with it and they're going to wear that shirt. They're going to go home each evening and wash it and trust and believe they're going to return because they're returning with a purpose. You know,
right,
I
because
get it.
we were doing contract work for First Bank of the Caribbean, First Caribbean Bank. There was First FCB, and then there was another bank that we did over there because we issued the debit cards, and we had an issue because I didn't realize, now is this a stereotype or not? You guys don't check your mail very often. And I say that now.
Not
Let me tell you why I
everyone.
say that. Let me tell you why I say that. Because I worked on a card project because the cards got compromised. Somebody from the Philippines or something had the card numbers because our island clients would never activate their cards because they would never go to their mailbox. And here I'm conditioned to check my mailbox every day except Sunday. And I'm dealing with a culture of people that may not check their mail but once a month. And then
And
if that,
then
uh-huh,
and then
go,
you also have, depending on the location of these people, you got some of them who have to actually go into the post office to get stuff, or it may
yeah.
also take a while to get there. So it depends on where you're located. It depends.
And see, those are cultural differences that unless you knew somebody there or went through something like that, you'd never know that. You know what I'm saying? But it's something I had to deal with as a supervisor because, we'd be calling these people. There's already a language barrier. And then I didn't realize how many Jamaicans lived in England and France. And we think we're calling them at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And we're calling them at 3 or 4 in the morning because they had numbers that corresponded with, I guess, their sat phones or cell phones. And they'd be
Hmm.
in England. They'd
Yeah.
be, they'd be overseas. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now I see why you didn't get your card. But these other people that are down there, we send you a brand new debit card. I'm like, you should want that. But if it gets buried under a ton of other mail, I guess they just didn't get them. And that was the biggest challenge I had was calling my Caribbean customers, getting them to activate their cards.
Or they get the mail and they take it and put it down and never open it. That is
Yes.
a thing.
And I had many tell me that, what Guan. what them want, what the bank wants. And I'm like, did you receive your new card? I don't. I went. I haven't seen my mail in a month.
Oh
I'm
wow.
like, okay, all right. I'm like, well, as soon as you get that card, please activate it because if it don't, we'll shut it down and you got to go back to the bank to get a new card. And if you don't want to check
Mm.
your mail, I know you don't want to go all the way to the bank. But First Caribbean was different though. They were so laid back. They were like, oh well, they'll get it when they get it. No big deal. And I'm like, man, y'all so laid back. I'm gonna put
Wasn't
in
that like a new bank?
well, at least 10 to 12
It
years
was
old.
new at the time.
Because when I was, yeah, they were
Over there.
expanding at the time. Like they got
Right.
so big, like they hired a call center so that they would have enough help over there. Because again, the language barrier was so thick. My American agents were escalating too many calls just from language barrier. And then there was no language line because they actually speak English,
Hey,
unless we were
teacher.
calling a handful of Haitians that spoke French.
Right.
Now, I learned a lot about First Caribbean. I mean, a little bit about the culture when I was working for First Caribbean. But again, you can't go by stereotypes. Because if I listen to the trainers, it just basically sounded just like everybody over there is just laid back. Nobody really wants to work hard. And the guys over there didn't take the job seriously. And, the women over there, they, got a lot of high praise for being hard workers, always being on time and stuff. But I guess a handful of the guys may have given them a hard time, but that's expected anywhere. I don't blame that.
Especially if that is how men are in some cases, and especially if they don't see where they're gonna make a lot of money, they don't care to stick around for too long.
Yeah, we
It
had guys
depends,
just walk
though.
off the job like so casual. Just like, no,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't for me.
Right.
And just walk off like, whoa, like, but then again, like I say, different culture. I have to go. Yeah, it's the only way, instead of you coming, well, I don't know how close or far away we are. I don't know where your coconut tree is exactly right now, but I hope if I do go down there, I know somebody because I'm too curious. I want to go to the places where people tell me not to go. I got to see for myself.
Okay, I got you. Hey, Tisa. Hey, everyone coming in. We're just open. It's just an open panel. Whoever wants to click and speak on anything, you're free to come up.
Yeah,
You
click
know,
the link.
the
Click.
link. Oh, I haven't been dropping it for a little. Oh, there we go. The link is there. Whoever wants to come up and talk about anything, you're just free to do so. It's pretty much a laid back vibe. You know, where whatever comes up, we talk about it. You know, so you're free to click the link.
Yeah, and I'm glad you let me tell my little boring story tonight because
It's
like I said, it
fine.
bothered me. It didn't
It
bother
sounds,
me.
it may be boring to some, but it's something you experience. You're upset about it.
I
Certain
kind of
things you don't expect from people.
the thing I
So I
guess
can
that
see you
upset me
were
the most
taken
was
aback.
I liked her. You know, I would be equally upset if somebody else was mad at me for being here with you tonight. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
wouldn't be devastated. It's not the end of my world, but
right.
I'd be a little hurt. Just like I was tonight that I got fooled, baby. I got sold, I got hoodwinked, bamboozled by a pretty smile and a bunch of fake talk.
Well, you have to understand that, like I said, I've said this a few times, that people come on here, they are not necessarily who they profess to be. They send representatives of themselves to come on here and act a certain way, when in truth and in fact they're miserable, or you're doing that so they can get some form of attention and the support that they need. But when push comes to shove and some little situations come up, they'll show who they truly are. So I can see how you were taken aback. You've been supporting this person and whatever, and they were able to snap at you like that. And go as far as to take up your religion as a part of it.
And then
Where it wasn't warranted at the time. I get it. I see
right,
what you're saying.
and I never ever mentioned it. Like I said, I mentioned it a month ago when it came up in conversation or whatever about what kind of women I date or something like that. She was asking me, but like I say, she got the big head. She's got a few fellas in the chat, I guess, and being recently divorced and giving her life over to Jesus. Like I say, the holiness sector is a trip. They some Bible thumping souls, but when it comes to anybody different coming around or whatever, they get really self righteous, really judgmental, and all that. I said this ain't no different in the church.
That's the part that I don't like about the judgmental part, I'm telling you, this is why people stay away from church.
And
The
everybody can't be
whole
a prophet, man.
judgmental thing,
And
you
everybody's
know.
not a prophet. Everybody's not an apostle. Everybody's not called to preach. Everybody's not anointed. You
And
know,
that is why I don't want no one praying over me and stuff. I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to offend anyone, but it's what I feel. I don't want not just anyone to come and lay hands on me or claim to be praying for me. You may be showing people on the surface, you're showing people one side of you, when behind doors, I don't know what you're like or the negative energy you're coming with towards me. Don't do that. I
I
don't
had
want nobody praying over me. I'm
I had a
sorry.
girl
I'll
came.
pray for myself.
I had a girl came in one time into the job. Me and my manager were talking, and she left upset. She comes back from lunch, pulls anointing oil out of her pocket while we're standing there. Like it was so weird because she wasn't even in the conversation. She just came back in the building out of the blue, walked over to us, pulled out the anointing oil, and rubbed it on our foreheads. Granted, I wasn't a Muslim then, you know what I'm saying? But, first of all, I
Oh
wouldn't let her
wow.
in that manner
Oh
anyway,
wow.
not really knowing her like that. But she came up to me and the manager, pulled that anointing oil out of her
Oh
pocket,
wow.
rubbed it on our foreheads. And I said, if she was upset or angry about something, wouldn't she do something like this if she was in a good mood? I'd feel a lot more comfortable, you know.
Oh, but what gave her the right to touch you, and what gave her the right to think that what she's doing was acceptable to come and touch you to put oil on you? Oh
Because she
hell
didn't even
no.
say anything.
Oh
It was
wow. Oh hell no.
because me and the manager were in conversation, talking about altogether different shit. You know what I'm saying? Then she comes up out of the blue, out of the break room or whatever, walks over to us and anoints us just that quick. I'm like, I don't even know what denomination this comes from or what it's supposed to represent. Why did she do it? I know on Ash Wednesday they put ashes on their forehead for whatever reason. I said, when did they do the oil? Because I've only ever known communion and baptism.
Yeah,
You
you got
know,
people who use oils, different type of oils, olive oils, all different sort of stuff for different things. But I would be so pissed. Don't you dare come touching me with your oil. I don't know where that shit came from. Don't be putting shit on my forehead. The hell?
I don't know where it
Friend
came
or
from.
not, co-worker or not, you do not touch my personal. Do not touch my person. Do
We
not
wasn't
touch
even
me.
cool like that. We
Don't
wasn't even
touch
cool
me.
like
I would
that.
report her ass, for touching me. If you
I
had
was with the
done that,
manager.
if
She
you
touched the
had
manager
done
too.
that,
She did
what
it
if
to
it
the
was a
manager
male who
too.
did that?
Who am I going to tell? She did it to the manager too. Me and the manager were standing there talking when she came along and did this. And he's Hispanic. She's Hispanic. So I said, maybe this is a Hispanic thing or a Puerto Rican thing or something that I don't know about, as far as the anointing oil and touching people. Because I'd never had that happen to me before.
Was she trying to say that she detected some negative energy or something, and she was supposedly doing that to help you? Is that what it was?
I guess
Was she
so.
supposedly helping you out? She was so upset. She saw something or felt something. She had to go get her oils to come and help you. Like
I
for
guess
real?
make your
Oh my
enemy your
god.
footstool. Yeah, I'm going to make my enemy my footstool. I'm going to show them.
Hey,
Like, you
Candy
don't show me
King.
shit. I'm good. You know, I ain't bothering you. You go up there and run that cash register. Let me do my thing, and we cool. You stay in your lane, I'll stay in mine. But yeah, it was weird. But like I said, I don't know if it's because she was Hispanic. I didn't know she was Catholic or what denomination rubbed oil on strangers' foreheads. But it struck me as weird. Not too many things weird me out. Not too much weirds me out. I mean, you
Mm-mm.
know,
No.
I was going to serve
Not
you a
too
Portuguese
much.
breakfast for God's sake. So
Oh Lord. Welcome to the channel for those who are coming in. Welcome and thank you for joining us. I appreciate you guys. We've just been here kicking back, no particular topic per se. We're just here talking. Anything that comes up, we're just vibing. It's a peaceful night slash morning, so that's what we're doing. We're just up talking, yapping away.
And if there's
Um,
any men in the chat that like Cherry, please, I mean Carrie, please don't be jealous of me. You know, me and Carrie, we have a great chemistry, but we're only, we have a YouTube ship. So, if you're, trying to shoot your shot or whatever, don't think Slide is a hater. I love love. If anything, I'm more of a matchmaker than a match breaker. So if you're a fella out there and you kind of want to think I got an angle, I don't have an angle. I love me some Carrie, but it's strictly platonic.
1 second. Is that you behind the bar?
Hey, yo, Slide, I'm jealous, bro. I'm jealous, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, look, she's all yours, man. I'll dance at your wedding. How about that?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Good morning. How y'all doing?
good
What's up?
morning. How are
I
you?
can't
I'm good.
complain. I can't complain. I can't complain. I'm just here. I don't really know the topic y'all talk about. Just got in the room about 5 minutes ago, but I haven't spoken to you since we did that little concert last week or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
thank
that
you
was a
so much
cool live,
again for
bro.
that. It was a whole vibe, right?
Yeah, it was the
I
first
got a
time I
lot
heard
of
your track, bro.
positive.
That was awesome.
Thank you. I got a lot of positive feedback after that. A lot of your supporters gave me great comments on my channel, let me know I did a great job. So yeah, we got to do that again
Yes.
in one day.
Wow, yeah, that is so cool. And thank you guys for going over and supporting Behind the Bar 2.0. He did a really good job, right? And he did good enough for you guys to, subscribe to check him out. And I'm happy that you guys went and
And
left your comments about the whole thing. It was really cool. I enjoyed it.
yeah, most of us just play music, but he's actually got like turntables and has an actual DJ setup, which is awesome. I was impressed with just the setup. You go in any party with that setup and rock thing. So yeah, man, it was a good outing for me too, and I was glad to finally made it over there.
Yeah, and it came at like the perfect timing. You know what I mean? As far as Carrie's transition is concerned, with her journey on YouTube. Sometimes in order to like weed out the negativity, we have to just let our hairs down and just party and have a good time. And it was a perfect way to balance out the vibe and the negative energy that she was going through on her channel. You know what I mean? And I
Right.
want to say to Carrie that I'm proud of you. How you like you're now able to like spread your wings a little bit more and your content to be a little bit more transparent as opposed to a situation where you're compromised with other people. We're not going to say any names or whatever, but
Mhm.
I've been watching, a lot of the shows on the rebroadcast, and I kind of see, what you're going through or whatever. But sometimes in order for an eagle to spread his wings, they got to break free from the nest. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's good
You're
that
so
you're able.
right.
It's good that you're able to, have your own thing and not, be underneath somebody else's, umbrella, for lack of better words. And I'm excited to
And
see what you had to come up next. I was watching your show the other day. You was doing the whole translation of the Patwa thing again, which I thought was pretty cool and everything like that. And you guys were having fun and karaoke night and all that type of stuff. It was good.
right. And I was saying this earlier behind the bar that people think that because you are in the beefing sector, there's no way for you to do like other things on your channel. You're supposed to just stick to appealing to that one crowd. But a lot of people have different things they like, and I'm appealing obviously to other people in different sectors. People don't want to see the same thing. So when I do my different activities, I'm excited to get the feedback and the support. I appreciate it. You know and I also observe, not without going too far, one of the things, one of the, hmm, let me think about how I say it. Let's put it this way. It's good to drop negative energy. Let me leave it at that. It's good to get away from negative energy. And it's good when people reveal themselves and then you're able to know how to move from then.
You
And
know
I
what it
want to also apologize to you behind the bar in a sense because apart from you coming on here one day to speak about certain things, I when I went back, I don't know if you were here. When I went back and I watched one of the lives, I see why you said some of the stuff you said while you were up here on the panel. Let's put it that way. So
Yeah,
I
no need to apologize. Especially when you have history with somebody for such a long time, you kind of have a sense of loyalty to that person. So you're automatically going to side with the other individual because you're not familiar with me. So I understood it when it happened. You know what I mean? But I'm glad you were able to
I
see
don't
through the
at the
person.
time it wasn't necessarily siding. It was me not being as observant. Let's put it that way. I wasn't seeing some of the stuff that were being written. Put it that way. So yes, I wanted. Yes, there's supposed to be some form of loyalty, but at the same time, right is right and wrong is wrong. You know, it is just what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Once you become an enabler of somebody that's doing wrong, you're just as wrong as them. You know what I mean? So
Right.
to be able to be unbiased and see things for what they really are, as opposed to what you want it to be, that's when you grow as a content creator and just an overall individual. You know what I mean? In real life. So no, salute to you. And like I told you, I enjoy your content and your spirit. I noticed a little bit you've been kind of getting a little bit out of character a little bit when people piss you
Right.
off.
And I'm so upset about it. I'm telling you. I'm so upset about getting myself, acting up beside myself, but uh,
Yeah,
I'm
the one.
reining myself in.
Yeah, the coolest response you had was when you really didn't say nothing at all. When you did a silent stream, when everybody was expecting Carrie to come on and be theatrical and put up a front and act like you're just so devastated over this. When really, you know, I still respect you for coming on, standing up and defending yourself. But at the same time, I think it was pretty cool. When you just didn't say nothing at all, 'cause that fucked everybody up then because they didn't know how to take it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And it gave you the upper hand as far as whatever this conflict is. And I hope it ends, because I like both of y'all. I always did. I would have never met you if it wasn't for her. You know what I'm saying? That's just the truth. And I hate to
Hmm.
see things like this happen. But at the same time, even the best rock groups break up. Even the Beatles broke up. New Edition broke up. The Fugees broke up. I always said that what's her name should have been solo. Uh,
Lauren.
yeah, I'd
Hmm.
always said that. Always. I said Wyclef is all right, and Praz, is just there. But I said she's the backbone of the Fugees, and she went on and did very well with her solo career.
I
So
I mean, Lauren Hill is the perfect example of someone who has so much potential and talent, end up just blowing it. You know what I mean? No matter how dope you think Lauren Hill was, she only had one album. You know what I mean? And that was it. After that, she's basically a kind of a one hit wonder with a few songs. That's it. I don't know how
yeah.
she didn't end up being in the top 10 artists of all time with her first album, the
Well, from what I
Yeah, the
understand, she did bad
misunderstanding.
business. Like she did bad business. Like she would show up for concerts an hour or two late.
Late, and she was snapping. I know people who work. I don't want to give away my business. Who work around her and stuff, and she treats people how she treats people. I don't know. She acts manic at times. She snaps at people. She's always late, always in a rush, but always late and stuff. And there are some other things that are going on in the background that you'd be surprised, you know, at what is helping her to stay down and not, succeed as she's meant to.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
that's
watching
you
Wyclef
need to
did an
know.
interview like maybe like 10 years ago on the Breakfast Club, and he kind of came out and said that Lauren Hill and him slept with each other while Wyclef was married to his wife. So
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That
yeah,
was that was something else.
it's a lot of inside drama. They mix business
Yep.
with pleasure. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. And Lauren Hill's daughter came out a few years ago and was kind of like bashing her mom. I was like, oh wow, yeah,
Wasn't there one who also bashed the dad talking about how he treated her because he was
yeah, I
strict?
think so.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah, yeah.
I'm starting to think that she has some mental issues that we don't know about. Well, that is what I think based on what I have heard, you know. But she's such a talented singer, songwriter, artist,
Actor,
actress. So I'm surprised that, fast forward to now, 2022, I would have thought that she would have been like, not even top 10, top 5, you know?
right?
She had
Yeah,
so much potential. She doesn't sing. She even right now, she doesn't sing on is a rhythm. She'll be going one direction, and the music is going a whole nother. Even right now, I'm telling you, she's off beat and stuff. I don't know what is happening to her. I don't know. Her music has changed. Everything about her has changed. I don't know. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot, and I think her album, the Fugees album, has stood the test of times because it's been what, almost 20 years. The
over that. That's
misunderstanding.
nice. Over that. Over
It's
20.
over. Ooh,
It
that
sure
girl is
is.
getting old.
Yeah, Fuji Law came out. I think I was a sophomore, junior in high school. That had to be like 95,
Hold
96.
on, not that one. The misunderstanding of, is that,
Oh,
what is it called?
that one
And
came out about what,
That was
2000?
a powerful album, you know.
absolutely.
And she has not done anything as great as that album ever since. And people have been trying, and they want to see her, do good things, but I don't know what's holding her back. I really don't know.
But
And
yeah,
I feel so bad.
but using her as an example of success or not success, I was using her as an example comparing you as far as your situation with her, as far as outgrowing the group. Even though you might have been a mod, once you outgrow the creator, even parents, we outgrow our parents. They might not want us to go to that party or wear that dress or hang out with those people. But even your parents can't tell you what to do after a certain point when you're grown. You know,
Right.
so grown adults have to realize that grown adults don't answer to them, no matter how much they feel like they may be beholden to them for helping them get a start or sharing subbies or whatever you want to call it. You're still not entitled or beholden. You don't owe anybody anything, except maybe respect or whatever. But even that has a limit.
Yeah, well, you can't show respect to anyone who doesn't show respect to you at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
the disrespect started with that individual. So ever since it started, the very first time I noticed it, I know that I had to, take a clean break away from it because that's not my thing, you know?
And then look at how much fun we have when certain names don't come up. All we're worried about is how to pronounce this word in Creole or
Right?
dancing to
People
this.
just want to know how to freaking speak patois and do their own fucking thing. And
We
people
were
just
jamming.
want to come
We,
with their negativity and stuff.
you were
But
jamming
hey,
this morning with the reggae and with the dance hall music and
a
everything.
girl was cleaning
And
her house.
no names came up. Nobody mentioned any beef with anybody or any of that stuff. We just came and enjoyed the music.
Because I made a conscious decision not to carry that on. It's not my thing. I made a conscious decision to let that situation go. It's dead. It's just not my thing. And there's no coming back from that even. So I wouldn't even be bothered. Come next week, Wednesday, Blessed Watkins and Just My 5 Cents, and there was somebody else who said they're gonna teach me Pig Latin next week. So I'm looking forward to that next Wednesday. Cause I don't know, I've never tried it before, and it seems so hard. So I'm here teaching people how to speak Jamaican Creole, and they tried helping me to do it on Wednesday, and I just couldn't get it that well. So that should be fun come next week Wednesday. So you see, doing different things and like vibing with people who you see in the chats all the time. It's a nice feeling. Instead of
Oh
just
yeah,
coming on here with the intentions of cussing up people and going back and forth and stuff. I'd much prefer to go back and forth with people, learning about them, having fun and stuff, networking, you know? I'm just saying.
right. And
I'm
like I
just
said,
saying.
and all content creators should be given space to make their own mistakes. If you've had 4, 5, 6, 8 years to make friends and enemies and all of that, then you should at least be willing to give another person that same space Allow them to make those mistakes. Allow them to grow. Allow them to see what it's like before you just start condemning them or calling them names or whatever. That's the only part of this I really didn't care for. And like I said, I'm not gonna say nothing here. I wouldn't say to anybody's face. I'm not choosing sides for any of that. But if
They'll
y'all were
tell
gonna
you
say
you're
something,
choosing
I'll say the
sides or
same.
throwing subs. When you say stuff, people who are looking for problems, they're gonna find it. Even if you're not trying to, they're gonna find it. They're
I'm gonna
gonna
have to
by
say that.
tomorrow. I'm gonna hear you're throwing subliminals and you were going against this person or whatever. That's how they do it. And you can't help people who think in a box or in the gutter. You can't help them. You
No,
know.
because they don't realize that you have so much other content that those names don't even have to come up. You know, and let's just say a Lady Nika or Goosey or somebody that wants to come. If they want to come, they can come. If you don't want them to come, you have control of the block button. That is up to you. But because the friend of your enemy is your enemy, and the enemy of your friend is your friend, all that stupid shit. After a while, it's just you causing unnecessary drama at that point where there was none.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing about the beef sector, right? In order to have content, they have to have beef, right? So sometimes your so-called friends become collateral damage because you need content. So why not beef with one of my supporters in order for my content to keep going? Because what I my core audience wants to see me bicker, fight, and argue with people. So that's how it goes in the beef sector. That's why it's called the beef sector. There's no content without beef. And sometimes you have to pick fights with people in order to make content, in order to appease your core audience.
At one point, that's a good point, Bar. I was under the impression that at one point, and I'm just going to say the names, that Phi Babe and Tracy were either related, had the same ex-husband, or something, that they were that, deep into talking about each other. And when I first came onto Tracy's platform, she was really knee deep in Phi Babe's ass. And I think it was the same with Phi Babe. And I'm like, they eat so much off of each other. They might as well be best friends instead of pretending to be worst enemies because they're only eating off each other being enemies. If right now, if Tracy was to make friends with Fabe, they'd lose subs, they'd probably lose viewership because people are just so ingrained in that rivalry
There'll be no
between them.
beef.
Right?
Well
And if there's
said.
no beef, there would be no content. Maybe I'm wrong. And
No,
if you're out there listening, or anybody that's in the bushes that want to run back and tell us slide said XYZ, play back the audio. First of all, you see, I didn't say anything wrong, but I'm asking an honest to God question. Like,
They'll find something wrong. Don't worry. They found
how
something wrong over by Nubiology the other night. They'll find something. Doesn't matter what you're saying. If you have an objective opinion or you're asking questions and stuff, it doesn't have to be anything. They'll find something. Don't worry. They'll find it.
I imagine at any second now somebody will go live and have something to say. Yeah, it could just happen. Like my anxiety right now is at a 4 or 5 because I just feel like at any second somebody's just going to go live and have something,
I don't think you should
takes us to
care.
reality. I don't really care, but it's a concern. I don't care. Like I said, I would just be really disappointed. That's all.
Hmm.
Like I said, I'm not that invested. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people don't even come to my chat, and if they do, they're in the shadows. They don't come out and show any love or support or anything. Not like I do for them. But at the same time,
Right.
I don't have no issues with them. You know what I'm saying? I come, I listen, and I do what I'm supposed to do. I'm a listener. I come and listen. There's so much stuff going on in the sector. A lot of times I don't talk about it because it doesn't have anything to do with me directly unless somebody cusses me out or whatever, like they did over in the holiness sector. Um,
I can't stop laughing. This man said there's a hole in a sector out there in YouTube. I'm sorry. Keep going. I'm sorry.
there is a
Holiness
holiness
sector.
sector. Like, like if you go to this one channel, it'll like open up all the rest of them, and I usually don't name drop like this, but there's one called Life of GDC Win. Like that is your gateway into the holiness sector. She's a apostle, priestess, prophetess, and she comes on and does her prophesizing and
I'm
praying and
pretty sure I won't be going over there.
preaching. And everybody on her channel, like I said, they might just bust out with a "We Shall Overcome" or just bust out old Negro spiritual, just bust it out, just out of the blue, or start feeling the spirit and start speaking in tongues. And it's a whole sector of them.
Uh, well, y'all have a good day. I just came over here to say hello to Vera Carey. Nice to meet you, Slide Jones.
Are you working behind the bar? Because I'm not
No,
hearing the usual sounds. I'm
no,
not hearing that
no,
usual sound because I know when you're working when you click the link.
no. I'm not working. I'm actually on vacation.
Oh, okay,
When are you going
cool.
live again, bro?
Tomorrow night. Pull up.
What time?
Sometime after 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that'll work. I don't have nothing to do about that time, but yeah, that'll be cool.
I didn't even know you were subscribed to me, Slide Jones. Do you have a channel?
Yeah, I came to your live the other night where you were playing the Jamaican music and stuff. I was there for a little while.
Oh, okay. I played oldies last time I went live. It was like
Yeah, I
80s
was
and 90s
watching that. I
music.
was up in the clouds watching that. So people, so you
Okay,
were.
so
I was watching the one with your wife, where you were taking selections and stuff. Yeah, I was in that
Oh,
one.
okay.
okay, so
Yeah.
I was at the live before that one, the one where you were playing the Jamaican music.
Oh, yeah. I was battling another content creator. Okay. All right. Cool, Slide Jones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have a channel?
yeah, I do. It's my name, and I play music, and I used to have long discussions and stuff like this. I kind of gravitated away from it, but I think I'm really going to get back into it because a lot of
Okay.
people don't like discussing politics, religion, stuff like that, and I embrace it. So for the handful of people that do want to talk about that stuff, I have a safe haven where nobody has to walk away hating each other just because they disagree on something. So I think we're going to
Okay.
get back
I'll
on
make sure to subscribe to Slide Jones right now.
that. I appreciate that, bro. I need all the help I can get out here.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace.
All right, thank you for coming up. Thank you for coming up behind the bar. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he's got
Um,
a solid channel. I really like his
yeah, I
set.
like his channel. His channel has a variety of stuff, and the thing is, well, variety speaks for itself. He touches on different topics and stuff, and one minute will be entertained. Ooh, I went over there one day and I saw. Maybe you would like that, Slide Jones. Oh Lord, he had a show one day that was PG. I'm going to say PG-13 because those girls were doing the nastiest dances and stuff. It was something. It was. I was clutching my pearls and stuff.
Where they were juking and daggering and lying.
No, there was some sensual dancing and stuff. It was cool though. I remember that one. I'm like, ooh, poor Carrie.
It gets more
Hold
sexual
on to
than
your
daggering.
chair.
I figured daggering was as
Uh-uh.
sexual as it gets.
They were on their heads. They were doing all sorts of stuff. That one was something else. So he does different stuff. His channel, he may touch on a little thing that happens with celebrities, may touch on things that happen in different sectors, you know. It's different things. It may I saw him doing some skits the other day. That was funny. He sometimes has panel discussions and stuff. So it's just like a variety of things, right? He
Yeah.
had twerking competition. It's a whole lot over there. You never know. You never know what you're gonna catch over there. Or he may be at a family function having fun. He may be on the road. So it depends. You may catch him playing his music behind the bar. You know,
And
it,
see,
it
those
just
are the kind of
depends.
channels that are fun. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just getting on StreamYard and just yakking. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
channels like that, they have a lot of fun. That's the kind of channels I like. And that's why I always tell people you want to hook up with like minded people. You need to subscribe to people, even if they don't have content. Those people that you
Mhm.
see have 100, 200 subs and zero content.
Mhm.
because their algorithm will actually drive the stuff they like over to you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You start to see more of that kind of content, and that's how channels grow. So, I would have never heard about him if it hadn't been for you. So,
Mhm.
like I said, that's how it works. I would have never heard about his channel if it wasn't for you.
Yeah. He'll have his time when he'll have like, talks and stuff. Like one day I went over there, he was preaching a whole sermon. Well, not a religious thing, but he has those talks too and stuff. I'll be in your bushes behind the bar. Not that I don't want to drop down in the chat and say hi, because I'll probably be at work and stuff. So I'll be listening in while I work. Catch
If
what
he's
I
preaching,
can.
yeah, if he's preaching sermons, he might be good for the holiness sector. I mean, okay,
No,
listen.
not those type of sermons. He was just giving, like a reality check for some people, I guess. I don't remember the name of that live that I watched. He was basically telling people that sometimes you gotta let stuff go, and it was just like a little nice down to earth talk with his subscribers and stuff. So you never know where his channel takes you. Maybe on something that's going on in it amongst YouTubers, celebrities. It doesn't matter. So he does different stuff, you know.
Yeah, and then
And I,
y'all
and I think it is
y'all main's channel, his channel.
right.
It's a handful of people that I've met since I was over here with you. Even when they were over in Treacy's, I didn't really know whether they were content creators or not. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I actually click on their names and find out. But
Hmm.
the ones that are over here seem like they're really cool. And, they're
Yeah.
not just married to the sector.
Right. And that is the same thing with Yameen's channel. Yamin touches on a variety of things. There goes his link in the chat also. So just it is okay to support other people. Check people out, give them a chance. Who knows? After a while, with the continued support that they get from you, who knows how they may be able to improve on their content and so on. You know?
Right, right.
So just continue to check and support. Give them comments at the end of a live or a video, so they can know some of the things that you liked about a stream. They at least have an idea of how to plan, for their supporters, or they'll at least have an idea of things they can improve on and so on. All right. So I dropped the link to Slide Jones. You've been listening to him for the past, well, maybe over an hour. There's also Yamain's channel and Behind the Bars channel in the chat. Give other content creators a chance and check them out, see what they have to offer. Help support support their channels, support other content creators.
Well, speaking of support,
Hey,
Carrie,
my sweet, beautiful angels.
yeah, I want to thank you for coming over tonight to my channel. Like I say, being shadow banned and you know going through so much turmoil with YouTube, it's nice to break through. The only way I get new people is by word of mouth, and by having you over there and having your endorsement, it really helps. And like I say, introducing me to other like-minded content creators has been a beautiful thing. So, before I get off the line tonight, I just really want to thank you and thank you for being
You're so
honest. Thank you for being
welcome.
sincere. Thank you for being real. And if I step out of line, or if I say something too crazy, don't be afraid to correct me or shoot me an email and tell me, maybe you shouldn't have said this, or people didn't like when we did that, or whatever. Because I don't mind honest criticism. So we
Right.
can all make each other better. So if there's something that I can do, I'm all
Hmm.
ears. I don't think I know everything. So you
Yeah.
know, if you've got some input, I'm all ears. But thank you. I think we're ready to go ahead and get off the line because I was on a live before this. And
Yeah. And I want to thank you for coming and spending your time over here. I appreciate it. And you've always been supporting the channel. So I appreciate that also. So networking is good, supporting is good. And I'm okay supporting your channel. And I'm also thankful that you support my channel also. And don't worry about being shadow banned. Just maybe you could start switching up a little bit, so you can start going out into other areas. I understand how it is and how it may deter you from wanting to do different things. But let's see what we can do. What are some of the different things you could do to change that?
yeah,
Behind the bar has a question for you. Why do you feature Tasha K on your channel? Just curious.
because Tasha K, impressive. What was the other one's name? That was like Tasha K, kind of short girl. Um,
Toxic,
no, not Toxic, but some
Lovely T.
Lovely T. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
They were
think
my
she's
inspiration.
tall.
Huh?
I'm
I know
sorry, keep
she
going.
has like a little body or whatever, but I've never seen her stand. I've heard she was regular height, but yeah, Lovely T, Tasha K, impressive. They were all my inspiration for my format for the Cat Williams video. I saw the way that they did their breakdowns, how they did their details, how they had sources, uh, and everything. And I used their example for how I wanted to build my channel at that time until I found out how much actual work it was. And I didn't want to dedicate that much time to celebrity news. But they were my. I looked up to Tasha K. I looked at her as a role model. I looked as a YouTube role model. She always stuck to her guns. She was honest. It was just the fact that she would say things without having vetted sources and
I
you
don't
know
know about the honest part.
well, when she started, I thought she was, but then when she started slandering and making up stuff and stuff like that, that's when I lost her trust. I just never went back and changed my featured channels, but when I did get started in the beginning, she was an inspiration just for the way that they did things. Her impressive, uh, lovely T, and there's probably three or four more that I can think of. Even AT Alien, you might see her out in chats every now and then, kind of heavy set chick. Real cool though.
Yeah, Michelle. Mm-hmm.
Michelle, yeah, AT Alien, yeah. I've been over on her platform, gotten to know her a little bit too. But yeah, they were kind of the model that I was modeling my format after. I stopped doing Star Wars and movies and stuff like that and branching out into pop culture. But that's the reason why she's on my channel. And then about the holiness sector, recently I got acquainted with the holiness sector. I subscribed to one. I got into a growth chat, growth stream. How do you feel about growth streams, Carrie? Before I get off the line, how do you really
Come
honestly?
again?
How
What
do you feel
what
about
what's it called?
growth streams, where you go
Growth
to a
streams.
newer content creator and everybody subs everybody? It's like a networking live. The whole purpose of the live is to sub for sub, basically. And it's a way for
Um,
new content creators to grow their channels quickly.
I don't know how I feel about that because then these people will subscribe to you. You don't know if they're ever gonna ever check your channel out. Or
Exactly.
and the thing is they'll subscribe to you, you'll be happy, you may see your numbers go up, and then within a day or two, those same people will take their subscription back and you're there with your you subscribe to them. I don't know if it works I don't know. I don't know
That
if
is
it works for
exactly what
people.
happens. That is exactly what happens. You go to a growth stream and then somebody makes videos about basket weaving and you don't give two craps in hell about basket weaving, but you're now subscribed to their channel.
And
And
especially if they're gonna be doing a million videos per day. Oh Lord. I would get so tired of those notifications. I don't know.
I know a guy with over 1,000 videos and only 130 subs.
Wow.
1,000 videos.
Wow.
At that point, it's a diary. It's no longer a video. It's just a personal journal. That
I don't know how I feel about those growth streams. I guess it works for some people because some people would much prefer doing that as opposed to, working on their channels organically and growing, you
let's
know.
see if they're all beef or they're all holiness, then that's one thing. But when you've got a sector trying to attract outsiders,
Right. Okay, got you.
causes confusion. Because me, I
Yeah.
was never holiness. As a matter of fact, I'm Muslim, so I'm far from holiness. And then I've got questions about Christianity that might offend Christians. So here I am in an all Christian, female, older,
You went in
divorced,
the
single.
lion's den.
I am in the lion's den. Exactly. So not
So
only
let,
me,
so let me ask you something real quick. You went over there, but you didn't know you were actually going into a sector called the holiness sector. You checked out one channel, right? And
I've
then
gotten
that
growth
one channel
streams
you checked out led you to other channels within the sector.
by doing the growth stream because I was subbing the channels I might not have normally sub before.
Oh,
But being in the
okay.
growth stream, you get a sub, you get a sub, everybody gets a sub. We're all
Mm-hmm.
supporting each other, you know. And then I got some white girl that raises horses, and I'm like, I am not interested in horses. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But I'm subscribed to her channel, and I'm sure at some point she's expecting me to come over there and you get that one proverbial view on the video that said, "Hey, just here to show love," and like you said, they
Yeah,
never come back because
yeah.
it's not their cup of tea. I read erotic poetry. I'm pretty sure there's some people in the holiness sector, as much as they were enjoying my content and saying so, now I'm going to have a problem with it because it's me. Because one person had an issue with me, not with my content, but with me personally. I'm pretty sure every other member of the holiness sector have heard about it by now. So I'm probably going to be excommunicated, which is cool.
Behind the bar wants to know what's the name of the channel. Behind the bar, are you gonna go stir something up behind the bar? Let me
There's one,
know. That should be
there's,
funny to.
there's one called Life of GCV Gwen. And if you want your introduction into, I'll give her props. If she gets any viewers or gets any clout, off of me mentioning her name, it's all well and good. But her name is Life of GCV Gwen, and I've dropped a link to her channel in several previous videos of mine. So if you go back and watch any of my live streams, I probably dropped a link to her. But yeah, that's your gateway into the holiness sector.
I'm pretty sure I won't be going over there. I can't. I cannot deal with certain topics. Mm-mm.
Well, see, if you just go in there and say I love Jesus, you're in. You're a member.
Oh,
You in there.
so that's your ticket to getting into that sector. Just go on in there and say, "Oh, praise the
Just
Lord,
talk
I
about
love
Jesus.
Jesus," and you'll
Yes,
be
that's
good.
it. Or
Okay.
speak in tongues,
Oh
or tell them
Lord.
that you're a prophetess. You're a
Oh Lord.
prophetess,
And they
Carrie.
believe it.
You're a prophetess and a charlatan and a professor and a doctorate of religion, and all of them in there got their online PhD. So they're all doctorates of religion, I guess.
Oh Lord, religion is a touchy subject. I stay far from it. I just acknowledge that there is a supreme being. That's it.
And
It's a
I think
touchy
a lot of
thing.
it gave me the patience to deal with all kinds. I can deal with Hindus, Christians, agnostics, atheists. I can deal with anybody on their level as long as they don't get offensive or get too full of themselves. Like tonight, Gwen just got a little too full of herself. And if you go back and watch tonight's video, for the first 20 minutes, you'll see me in the chat. And then about 5 to 10 minutes after that, you'll hear her mention my name. And then from about 30 minutes, she's snapping on me and everything. Talking about, I don't want to be no Muslim. I'm like, I didn't even ask to date you. I didn't ask to be your boyfriend. I didn't even show no romantic interest. So for you to bust out like that, you must have thought I had an ulterior motive. Me
Wow.
being a man, I guess I got to make it clear from now on. I'm in a woman's chat. I'm not trying to hit on you. I'm just here.
She's been wanting to say that since she knew you were a Muslim. Because I don't know what would make her want to bring that up. Talking about she doesn't want to be a Muslim. Nobody
And then
asked
she
her
got
to.
those overbearing mods. Don't you say that. Don't you do that. Half of them don't even know where the on button is on their computer, but they got mod sticks. So, they go ham with the mods. You know, with that.
Wait, sir.
Like,
It's
like
like
she
just a while ago. What did
they're
you say?
mods and deacons.
Oh Lord. You're saying they probably don't even know how to turn their computers on, but they got mod sticks in there doing stuff.
Yes.
You can tell people who are miserable. They find everything and everything is a problem. They micromanage, they monitor everything, every word you say. They analyze everything you say, albeit it may be full of crap. Like, their
And whether you're right
reasonability
or wrong,
is shot.
and then whether you're right or wrong, they're still right because they've shoving Jesus
Right.
down your throat.
Okay.
I know that 1 plus 1 is 2, but I got Jesus. So if I say it's 3, it's 3. I'm
Okay.
like, wow, okay, all right,
Interesting.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
Lord. Behind the bar is gonna check her out. Come back and let us know what happened over there behind the bar. I'm interested to
They're gonna
see.
have him over there playing gospel music, playing old man spirituals. He's gonna have a cross after his name instead of 2.0. He's gonna be behind the bar with a cross and some praying hands.
Oh, they may see the word bar. They may rebuke him.
Oh, they'll
Hmm.
try to rub some holy oil and some bath salts and whatever else they got on over there. They got them. Trust me, it's enough of them over there. I say they're not deep. They're not mods. They are deaconesses and deacons.
Oh Lord. They're not called mods. They're deaconesses, deacons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Associate pastors.
evangelists.
Yep, associate pastors.
Oh wow.
Remember when y'all heard it first? Y'all heard it here first on Very Care's chat that yes, there is a holiness sector. Some of y'all might be in it. I might see some faces over there that that I've seen in the chat over here a couple times. It's a small world. I might even seen a view as a view over there once or twice. I think view is in the holiness sector. I gotta ask her next time.
Views of View travels. She's all over YouTube. I've
I
seen
know
view. I've seen her in some spaces that only I would probably go in.
my mom watches view because she likes her art. Doing the
Her
stencils or whatever.
color. Okay,
Yeah, so
that's cool.
that's interesting. But I've heard people beef with
Look
with
at
with
behind the
the
bar. Oh my god.
yeah. Please tell them I sent you. They'll probably think you're Muslim too. You go in there, tell them Assalamu alaikum from me.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I was aware of View for like 2 years and was never subscribed to her channel. I just thought she was a viewer. I saw her everywhere, and just like I see Betty White everywhere. You know, it was just one of those names I saw. They didn't even realize she had a channel.
Yeah. Betty White has a channel. Betty White is hilarious. I find some people, their personalities shine throughout the chat. You may just see them simply talking away in the chat and stuff, but you can just pick up on a vibe and pick up their personality and stuff.
I
I could
love
tell
Betty
Betty
when she was getting kicked out of chats. I
because she
love
says
Betty
what she
when
feels.
it was a hobby to kick Betty White out of chats. That's when I started liking her. That's why I love Betty to this day.
Trolls. Sometimes she trolls around, but at the same time, she said what she feels, and that is what some people have problems with here in the sector. They don't like people saying what they think. They
Ooh,
want it to
especially a
be
white girl. Ooh,
right.
a white girl.
I think
Ooh.
I don't think she's white. She's Spanish or yeah, Spanish.
Last time I talked to her, she said, well, let me stop talking out of school. I'll let her speak for herself. I'd be
Yeah.
careful what I say because I don't want nobody to think I'm trying to have
I'm
attention.
just of the impression that people should be okay in this big space here to say how they feel about stuff without just without being disrespectful. I'm thinking it should be fine for people as adults to have an opinion on stuff. It doesn't have to be the one that you have. Don't try to monitor people and have them not say have them say what you want them to say, have them think how you want them to think. And that is
It
why
took
I say
me.
all the time that the chat is open. And the only thing I ask is for you guys to be respectful.
It
We're
took
all,
me to
we're all
turn 30.
adults.
I had to turn 30 to get the gist of that. Being military and coming from an alpha male family, everything was God and country and, them niggas versus us. You know what I'm saying? When I finally found out we are those niggas. You know what I'm saying? We're not different or holy or better than anybody else. We're the exact same people, just we chose the military lifestyle over the civilian lifestyle, but that doesn't mean the civilian lifestyle is any lower, any worse. And I had to
Right.
grow up out of that. I had to mature and grow up and realize that my way was not the only way, that the limited stuff I had learned from my family being military and being the way they were. It wasn't the whole world. And I had to go on a spiritual journey. I had to find patience to be able to be agreeable and just find patience. And then when you find patience, you find joy and happiness. And then you're not sitting around sweating and being angry about stupid shit. Or worrying
Right.
about, ooh, when I see her, I'm gonna tell her. When I see him, boy, I'm gonna give him a
Hmm.
piece of my mind. You don't when you're fundamentally happy, you really don't
Right.
think about that shit.
Exactly. When you're happy within yourself, you really don't have time to be like arguing back and forth with people and stuff, you know? Because there's just this joy inside of you. It is hard, well, for me at least, for the most part, it's just hard to always be seeing yourself going at it. Like, I can't do it. I'm not going to say I'm not human and that maybe one or two times I won't say stuff, but it's like I'm focusing on my peace. I want peace of mind at the end of the day. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy life as it is because we never know when we're leaving here. We never know what is going to happen. Things may turn. I want while I'm living and I'm here that I can do stuff that makes me happy. And quarreling with people never makes me happy. It won't make me happy, you know? For some people, it's good to get stuff out, but for some people, it is just a way of life for them. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know any better. They don't know any different. That's just how they are. But I've learned from an early stage, just how to avoid certain stuff and be patient, and just draw back and not be too quick to act. That is my thing. Don't be too quick to act. Don't allow people to anger you. You know?
And then
Don't
me being
allow people to
single
have that type of anger over you.
and being single, that is great advice. Because sometimes we find that person that's really interesting and seems like they could be the one or whatever, but then they just show some really foul ways. But I've been guilty of seeing them from my eyes and my point of view and what I want to see, as opposed to seeing them for who they really are. And I make that mistake a lot. I am a sucker for a pretty smile,
Oh wow.
and that shit gets me every time. Every time I see that pretty smile
Oh
and I
my.
hear that feminine, mild mannered demeanor, those are turn ons for me. I love a girly girl. I love a feminine woman. I like a womanly woman, that
Mhm.
stands on her womanliness, you know.
Yeah.
But I have to also be patient because I might have ran across a thing like I did tonight and think that it's all good and find out that for whatever reason she hates my guts, you know. Like I say, it comes with the territory.
Patience is a virtue. Have you ever heard about Mahatma Gandhi?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Right. Patience for me, it's a virtue. Not a lot of people have it, and a lot of us need it in this day and age where it's so easy to fly off the handle. You may end up getting yourself hurt. You may end up hurting others. So you just gotta know how to draw yourself back sometimes and just, be patient. That's my thing. It is what it is. It is what it is. People don't like change, but it's okay. Change is inevitable. Change takes time.
I
You
love
know.
change. I thrive in change. It breaks the boredom, you know. Anything
Yeah.
can be bored and predictable, but like I say, you bring something a little bit different that I appreciate. But like I say, I know I'll see you again soon. Inshallah. I don't know what time you're going live tomorrow when you schedule your next live. Do you know when you're coming back on again, or will I wake up tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning? You'll still be on.
I'm sorry. I just stepped away a little bit. What was the question?
No, I was telling you I was about to step away. I was just saying, when is the next time you're going live, or will you be on till 9 o'clock when I wake up in the morning?
I have no idea. I'm leaving because I just opened it to speak to you tonight. So I'll be going the moment you go. That's when I'm going. I'm heading out. Unless there's anyone else to click the link, but because you said you wanted to speak, that's the reason why I came.
I
Let me
appreciate
go.
you, babe. You didn't have to listen to little old me. I know I'm not a big YouTuber. I know I don't have a huge following, but I appreciate you
You
at least
have a
listening.
huge following, but you're just gonna have to do your thing to get yourself all in the algorithm again. I know you spoke about being shadow banned, but it can stuff can happen. Think
Yeah,
about it and think
inshallah,
about what you
inshallah.
gotta do.
Yeah. Well, babe, I appreciate you. Again,
Yeah,
thank you for having me on. Thanks for coming by. And
yeah.
hope to see you again real soon.
All right, so I'm not sure about to later on if I get my work done and stuff. I may come on, and then you have behind the bar who's coming on later, so you have that. So I'll think about it, depending on if I get stuff done in time. Deal with home and stuff. I'll know if I should come on. All right, thank you so much, Sly Jones, and for those who are here listening or you're watching the replay or listening to the replay, please take the time out to subscribe to Sly Jones. There are quite a number of links dropped in the chat tonight. There's Behind the Bar. He's also a content creator. Behind the Bar 2.0. Go ahead and subscribe to his channel. There's also Yamain, the MFing. Let me see how he calls it. The MF. I got tongue tied. The MFN goings with Yamin. The motherfucking goings with Yamin. Yamin's channel is also, his link is also in the chat. Sly Jones's channel is also in the chat. And if there are any other content creators in here who wants to drop to their links to be placed in the chat, let me know. I'm just all for support and support, genuine support, not just support that Oh, Slide, you were getting hot. I told you to turn the AC on. Um, just genuinely support people and support with the intentions of giving them a chance, to see what they have to offer, break the monotony. Support people genuinely. Okay? Be open to other types of content, you know? Good night, my three beautiful angels. Thank you so much. You subscribe to them all. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you. I appreciate you subscribing to Sly Jones Behind the Bar and Yamin. Yeah. And also, guys, before you leave, just remember to click the thumbs up button. And if you feel like you like the conversation or you like the channel, check it out and then make your decision to subscribe. So check it out first. That's what I do. Check people out. And if you think you want to subscribe, please feel free to do so. I appreciate you all. I appreciate everyone who stuck with me throughout the night. For those who are up there in the bushes, as per usual, in the coconut trees, thank you so much for checking me out. For those who spent the time to type in the chat tonight, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And for those who are watching the live, well, the replay, thank you so much for checking my channel out. I appreciate it. Good night, everyone, or good morning, wherever it is that you are. It's morning, actually. I want you to have a productive day today, and I will see you next time. Don't know when, but we'll see how it goes later on. Bye, everyone.